those pipes, those windpipes, that was Dr. Disrespect singing Game Aerobics. I'm gonna name the song a whole other level because that's the dumbest name of a song I ever heard. So awesome. Awesome. The tracks I've been playing in the beginning are all sourced to Dr. Disrespect for anyone that wants to listen to it. And I do hope you do, because he's excellent. He's really not just a top-level entertainer. He's a great performer, singer, guy. Hey, guys. Tonight, I didn't want to have to do this, but we've got a claim that needs to be looked at as soon as I press a button here. No, that one. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's right. We may have another fraud raiser. This time, they are using a woman who disappeared when her car had accidentally veered into a lake. After the car was found, people have kept the mystery going for views and clicks, and now we've got a claim that it may be a fraud raiser using her name and using her information, using what happened to her to raise a profit or raise money in their own name. Well, now, of course, when we get these kind of things come across the desk, they tell us that it's a fraud raiser. Just like with Letitia and Molly, we were told it was a fraud raiser in the very beginning. We have to fact check things before we get there. Now, hey, Sammy, awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Really do. Glad to have you. Thing is, we have to respect the innocent until proven guilty side of things. That is, until we have enough evidence and information. For those of you that started to watch as we exposed the fraud raiser of Letitia and Molly and Justin and LB, the thing about that fraud raiser was they were very sloppy. They would go live, and as you all remember, they would siphon the money out of the accounts and try to block refunds and lie and tell two different stories within 3 sentences of each other. And those types of behaviors do give you either a red flag or a definite ability to be able to come out and give your opinion and say that it's a fraud raiser. Though, we have to keep our heads on our shoulders whenever we dive into this next story, which we will go into it very slowly in the beginning, to make sure that we have an open mind and that we're questioning in the beginning. Never just go in and be as bad as the other side's always been. And don't say things that may not be true until you've got the proof in front of you, or the information, or the evidence. Though, that of course came across the desk near the time when I was going to stream. So, we do have some other things to talk about, as I'm sure you saw in my thumbnail. Navy, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you.
Hey, bub, I'm doing good. How you been?
Pretty good, man. The thumbnail had Molly wrapped up like a mummy, basically a Molly GoLightly, and LB's over in the background. She's wearing her mummy outfit, but hers is made out of duct tape, and she's saying, Molly, why not use duct tape? Now, here's the deal. I don't really know what to think. Like, I saw something that Nonsense had shared, and then we've got some before and after pictures, and I guess we're going to take a look at them because it's supposed to be a little funny. I don't know, though. I don't want to make fun of Molly. I mean, if she goes in and tries to, you know, do some stuff to make herself look good, I usually don't. I'm one of those people, I'm like, live how you want to live and stuff, but that's not why we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because she was just absolutely broke to the point where she had to literally beg for money. Remember that, Navy? Remember that cringy experience we saw?
Well, what I remember is her taking, what, 2 or 3 of her friends on some, you know, extravagant vacation, right?
Yeah.
Talking about how she's buying all this expensive crap and stuff like that. And then the next day, whining on her stream about how she can't afford to pay her bills. Yeah, super cringe.
Very cringe, very cray-cray. So remember, I might not necessarily, I'm not going to make fun of the way she looks or anything. Now, you guys saw my last stream where I was mocking Leslie Bass's caveman for being unintelligible, right? Now, some of you are going to say it's hypocritical for me not to joke about Molly's looks, but to then joke about his manner of speaking. Wrong, because he very well could have slowed himself down. He could have formed his words better. What he was doing was a choice. What he was doing was laziness, and it was many other things factored in, and that's what, of course, the criticism in comedy was to say. Now, I might joke on Molly. I just might, but it's not going to be based on her looks. It'll be based on something else, just so you know. All right. What else do we have? There's so much, man. Like, I could sit on this stream with you guys for hours, and I don't want to do that. I want to get it crammed together as much as possible so people can watch on the replay. A lot of you guys have been telling me you've been watching the replay because we've been streaming earlier. Now, tonight, I'm trying to go at a normal... We usually go live right about now. Anyway, I'm a little late. I decided to shave my head and clean my beard up a little bit and jump in the shower and do a little exercising and stuff like that, so... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my God. You know that group that we were talking about? I'm not going to bring a lot of it up, but remember what we were talking about, Navy, before the stream, right? That group that,
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So
yep.
There was a guy who, he was watching Prawn and got busted watching Prawn while he was live streaming and privated his Twitter account for like 3 months, right? I didn't notice this. I'm going to put something up on the screen for you to see, Navy. I'm not going to show it to everybody else yet because it has to do with KJ, and I don't know if anyone out there even wants to hear about anything it does with KJ. In fact, I'll ask you, do you want me to show you what I'm showing Navy about Katie? Tell me in the chat yes or no, and then I'll see what we get more of real quick.
Also, can you check Streamlabs?
Yes. Is it not pumping? Yeah, I'll definitely get a bit of kick. Let me go kick Streamlabs here. Actually, I'll get busy since he's not doing anything else the last few streams to go kick the Streamlabs box to see if we can get it pumping. But do you notice? I didn't notice this. It has the word cancel. It literally says cancel, WOACB. You see that?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
Give Cloud.
It looks like everyone wants to see it.
Give Cloud. Okay, I'll show you guys. Give CloudBot about 20 seconds. It should work. If it doesn't, So here's what we're looking at now. Let me give you a preface, but it's going to be a short one because we got to roll into this. So you guys remember a long time ago there was a Facebook group that was ran and handed over to a group of people who ended up turning into what we know as the doxers, harassers, and fraud-raising fraudsters that were basically not criticizing Katie, but stalking her and creeping on her like the weirdos they are, right? That Facebook group got a lot of heat on it because people were plotting to try to mess with lawsuits and do other things that they shouldn't have been doing. And so they privated it, deleted it, and got rid of the evidence really fast. And they really haven't been on Facebook in groups doing anything ever since. Well, they've got a new group. They're trying to reconstruct their little, hate campaign out there. And it is the Cancel Katie group. Now, here's the thing. That's not the name of it. When you hear the name of this Facebook group, oh my God, you are going to cringe your pants. But what I do want you to know is, yes, this is the lobstery individual that was using his lobster claws to touch himself while he was watching Prawn on that live stream when they were when those two girls were talking about kids, and he got exposed for it and he privated his Twitter. He is in this group. Now, you're going to say, so what? I mean, he didn't go and file his lawsuit and exposed himself as the hater and the stalker that he is by not filing the lawsuit because he said it was all for justice. Remember all that? I want you to look at the administrator's name of the group. Look at the administrator's name. This dude joined a group on Facebook like right after. So he basically brings back his Twitter account after, he'd been private for months over him getting busted watching Prawn on that live stream, in the dark, with his shoulder gyrating, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was grossed out. He ran from the internet and hid. And now he's in a group about Katie who's ran by an account called Rosie Palm. I bet you Rosie Palm has gray hair, sits in a broken chair with one lens in their glasses and one side of their headset broken. I bet you. I bet you there's a lobster running that account. A cult leading lobster. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that disgusting? Like, literally, you literally just got exposed for, you know, touching yourself while live. He zoomed his camera right up here to his face so that you wouldn't see him doing it while he was watching the porn on the screen, right? Because he was inside of a call. I've shown the clip here and we laughed about it. Wasn't that hilarious, Navy? Wasn't that disgustingly hilarious?
Oh, it was gross. God, it was gross.
Streamlabs is in? Excellent, guys. Excellent, guys. I know, it was disgusting. It was disgusting, Navy. Perverted. It was pervy. It was pervy disgusting, bro. And now he's in a group ran by somebody called Rosie Palm, exactly what he's doing every time he thinks about Katie. And the name of the group, this is where it gets cringe-tastic, y'all. I swear I will shut the... I wasn't going to bring this up tonight, but since you guys wanted me to. The name of the group, Blocked by Katie Joy Club. Blocked by Katie... Now, the people in this group are all snowflakes, and they block anybody who even slightly says anything they don't like. But then they go and join a club ran by old Rosie Palm over there, and one of the most prominent members of their little group just happens to be the masturbating lobster. Oh, it's gross. Oh, it's sick. And, you know... Well, why don't we go ahead and bring it up for 2 seconds? The thing is, remember, I had told you guys that they were not criticizers. I'd done content to show you how they were not. Ended up exposing how they doxed and how they stalked. I could even show you right now one of their doxes that have happened very recently towards Katie, where the same individual we just brought up is making excuses for why they doxed her and threatened to go drive to her house and do all this stuff. And the person who he was in DMs with was so grossed out by what he said, they went and made it public. Anyway, as you know, the thing is, like, they always had a defense. What was their defense? You remember their defense? It was, we're going to sue her. Remember their defense is they were going to sue her?
That was a huge thing. Yeah, we're going to sue her. They got these other lawsuits going on. We're going to, like, you know, destroy her channel, take it down. Wipe her off the face of social media.
Yep, they're going to sue her, and that's why, no, we're not harassing her, we're going to sue her, and we're going to get justice. And then they ran a fraud raiser, got about $5,000 or plus, and then decided to just pocket the money and not even file it in court. So how is it that after you've decided not to get justice, which was literally what you claimed to be doing the whole time, now you're going to join a club ran by Rosie Palm, where you just literally sit around and talk about, oh, I don't, yeah, gross. But the main reason we're here tonight has nothing to do with the narcissist, self-flatulating lobster. It has to do with Mrs. GoLightly. And first things first, I've been asked to bring up some pictures and show an issue with Molly that I agree with. I completely agree with the criticism here. Let's start off with a post by Nonsense. The mummy is alive. Mummy GoLightly? Yup. But can they wrap the rest up, please? Nonsense is so funny. Actually, I'm hopeful they did fix those cheeks, though, because they were starting to hurt mine looking at them. And yes, I'm being petty as fuck. Well, you know, when you get these kind of cheek implants, it's one of the bad things about them. Is your skin, as you smile a lot, as you kind of like have them up here, you can just imagine having something right here and it would start pulling itself down, or it would loosen your skin. As the skin loosens and as it pulls itself down, it will not only cause inflammation, it'll be painful and other things, but it will start to sag. They do sag and they do have to be maintained. I actually don't myself understand the art or the makeup style of implants. Now, it could be because I'm a boomer. It could be because I just don't know a lot about the subject. Maybe they are worth getting. You know, look, if you want to do something to your body, you got the money to pay for it. I'm actually, even though I might laugh a little bit because it's kind of silly to me, it doesn't mean that to you that you can't do it, you know? So honestly, I don't really know if I can dunk on her too much. I can dunk on her a little bit. And before we get into talking about this, I've got some pictures. So here's picture number 1. And it's kind of showing, I guess, are these before or after pictures, Rachel? The with the red. Before. Yeah, so this is the other day from her stream before the reconstructive implant device. And he's, as you see, the cheeks definitely are starting to need additional measures. Got me? Also, you can tell that she definitely has had some chin implantage happening. That's okay. Like I said, okay with me. You can do that to you if you want to do that to you. I never got mad at Michael Jackson. And I don't know if this is some kind of, like, if this one's just a joke and you know, with a little ploppity on the eyes. I don't know. But as you can tell that, yeah, there's some stuff going on, right? So Molly must have went to get maintenance on those things. As you see now, what's funny about this picture is she kind of looking a little better from the implant side of things, but it looks like she looks like a pin cushion, y'all. That has to be painful. I would not want to myself to go through this. I would not want to myself. What do you think, Navy?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
no, I'm good.
I mean, is it an issue to, let's just not Molly, but is it an issue to get implants at all? We've never ever talked about anything like that. I don't see the problem with it, but
the only problem I have, like, I'm not against people wanting to get like reconstructive surgery or, you know, plastic surgery to an extent, but the only problem I have is when people get like too crazy with it, and because there is a sickness that comes along with that. But no, I mean, honestly, if you're an adult and you feel like you need, you know, a tummy tuck or a facelift or whatever, then and you got the money to do it, and go for it and do great things. If it makes you feel better and you feel better about yourself and it improves your overall life quality, then, you know, God bless you. Right.
Okay. You know, I kind of agree with what you're saying. If it wasn't for this being paid for, if Molly told the truth, and she was absolutely broke just a week or two ago, remember? I remember. Do you remember? I remember. And she was absolutely broke like a week or two ago, to the point where she was literally begging for donations, telling her audience they had to donate, saying that you must donate or I'm going to go offline. I need 10 donations. There's number 10. There's number 9. There's number 8. Remember all this. So if we look at the timeline of brokenness by her own admission, she had a lot of money and went on a trip. She started acting crazy for a solid week, like she was maybe hitting the bar a little too hard, or I don't know, but lost a lot of money somehow. And before the end of the trip, ended up e-begging her ass off for money from her audience. When she got back, remember, she pulled that stunt where she said that her PayPal was negative like $800, and her audience donated on PayPal until they brought it up to about 0, from what I was told during the live stream. It was deleted after. And miraculously, these types of procedures, I did a little checking, Navy, and basically they are not cheap. From the things I looked at, wow,
oh no,
these
they're
things,
not cheap.
not
No.
cheap at all.
And I mean, you're talking like tens of thousands of dollars easy, right? And that's not even going to like the high end guys. So yeah.
Well, and yeah, that's true if it is for implants. Now, people think she didn't get implants here. Oh, you can't see it. My bad. People think that she didn't get implants here. They think that she had some injections and some modifications done to the implants to here. Obviously, you can just see where it happened. You can just see where the needles went in. That's why I was saying it looks so painful. I feel bad for her. I hope she feels okay. I hope she's not in pain. I don't wish that on anybody. But of course, if you want to re-beautify yourself, if you want to work out, if you want to get some plastic surgery, you want to get some Botox injections, whatever you want to do to make you feel better about you with your money, I support you being free and being able to make those decisions as an adult. I do not, though, in any way, shape, or form think that the order of operations here is fair. I think it's highly criticizable. And I think that the e-begging was not to help out her. This is my opinion. I don't think she asked for that money in that hotel, or when she got home with that, help me with my PayPal, and just all of that as a whole. There were other events I'm not going to bring up. Those are just main events, and a lot of other events to get a bunch of money in her bank account. And personally, I think it not only went to this, but a few other things. I don't think that, you know, she was completely honest with us. And it doesn't matter if she's honest with us, because none of us gave her money, but her audience should be very upset about this. And it makes you think, man, like, how are they okay with this? Do you think she lies to him and says, oh, I didn't spend any of your money on this? Oh no. Like, what? How does this make sense? You know, Navy? Like, what?
But I don't know, because the thing is this, here's what's so funny, right? So she complains about how broke she is and all this kind of stuff, and like, I don't have the money to do this. And then literally, and her subs are literally like sending her money. Right? And I'm not talking about like a little bit of money. I'm talking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then the next stream is, oh, I'm staying in a hotel with two of my friends, you know, in this VIP, you know, extra paid for VIP option. That's $1,200 something a night.
Thank you.
Right?
I forgot. Yeah.
And then the next day is complaining that she can't afford this, that, and the third. And in fact, what I got told tonight in the live chat was that she was on stream tonight complaining that she had a $300 overdraft charge from PayPal.
No. See, I don't believe it. I don't believe her overdraft charge stuff. I just don't believe it at all. The only way that works is if she has a credit line through PayPal. And if she has a credit line, she doesn't have an overdraft, unless she's saying that she has her credit line completely maxed and went above the credit line. But I don't even think you can. I don't know what to think, man. Just don't know what to think.
I don't know, because that's the problem with people like this, right? They go back and forth. Oh, I have all this money. I'm doing good. We're fucking, you know, I'm flush and all this kind of stuff. And then the next day, she's like, oh no, I need help. I'm begging for you. Please come give me some money, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And she was complaining. Apparently tonight she was complaining on stream about, she was ordering from a restaurant some sandwiches and was complaining about how high the tax was, that she had to pay like $50 for two subs, right? And you know what? The only answer I had to that is then learn to cook.
Go to the grocery, right? It's that time of the month for us YouTubers. I mean, I understand why she's like saying she's a little bit broke, because I think all the YouTubers out there paid their bills and we're in that section where, you know, we have to prepare for it. So that's why I've been sharing my pay link in the chat, and you know, a little more than usual, but I'm not going to e-beg, that's for damn sure. The thing I want to say though is we oh, it's the 9th. Yeah, we're way before it. It shouldn't even be until like the 12th to the 15th that it should even start. So she must be like hella in the red. But it's Christmas, and I think that's why everybody out there is kind of doing their thing and stuff. And with Molly, maybe she spent some extra money, but what you just said, like Rachel and I just got done cooking what were we making? Oh, she's making muffins. You know, those blueberry type muffins. I don't know if the blueberries cornbread muffins. And then we've got all kinds of other stuff like that you have to cook. And I swear it probably only costs 10, 12, 15 bucks for most of everything that we've used to cook for almost the whole day. And so it's just to hear that she's ordering 2 subs, while it just sounds really good. At the same time, how does her audience not see it? How does her audience not see it? I don't. Oh, Lauren, thank you. And that's what I was going to say too. Molly's Patreon is extremely high. Okay? She's got a good amount of patrons, and she charges them a big amount of money. In fact, I was so shocked when I saw her Patreon, when I looked at it, which is... Oh, give me one second.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Molly has the money to do all the stuff that she's doing, and she just enjoys watching people give her money. Like it's some kind of attention grab, right? and that she can sit there and not even really need the money, but just beg people for it and just watch it flow in. Like it gives her some kind of like great satisfaction that all she has to do is just put the word out there, and all of a sudden she has all these patrons and everybody else just flooding in and giving her this money. And it's kind of like a big joke on them, right? It's a big joke on them that all she has to do is say, "Oh, woe is me," and they just flood her with cash that she doesn't even really need. You know? And how sick is that? Like it's sick on both levels. Like you overspend stuff and then you're begging people to pay for your bills, and at the same time, like you had the money to do it and you're still just begging people for money for what? You know, it's just sad. She's just a sick person, I think. Yeah, Pugs, I agree with you. Yeah. No,
Hey,
when
I'm
you
gonna
figure
leave
out
the
how
chat
easy
up.
it is.
Maybe one of my
All right.
neighbors is elderly, and I'm going to help him carry their groceries in really quick. If you just want to chat with the chat real quick, I'll only be like 3 minutes.
All right, Bubba, sounds good. Yeah, so that's really what I think maybe happened. Like I don't know her actual financial situation or what's going on with her life, and I really don't care. But she just strikes me as the type of person that gets this kind of like sick joy from, just draining people of their money to give to her. And it makes her like this, like, I don't know, like it's a good question. Like it makes her like the queen of her world, right? And then she can go and brag to other people. Oh, I have people that just throw money at me. They just throw money at me because I'm a celebrity or this, that, and third. And you're not. You're just a horrible person. I found a bunch of other, either the dumbest people on the planet, or I don't get it. Like I don't understand her subs. Like not even her subs. Like subs, whatever. Subs come and go. But like her Patreon that stay there and pay her all this money every month. Like I have no clue what is going on in their brains when it comes to watching her. Maybe at one time she was funny, and maybe at one time she was entertaining and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know because she's been around for a minute. And but and they just kind of stuck around. Like I don't know, but like after everything she's been doing and all the stuff that they're seeing, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, especially with the whole like life coaching and things like that. Like, it don't take, I haven't been around the world, that long. I'm 40 years old, right? But even I can look at her and be like, what are you talking about? This is the worst advice ever. How does anybody listen to you? But then again, cults exist. So, there it is. You know what I mean? Hey, Daphne, how you doing? Well, Nana, I wonder, is she really living a lifestyle beyond her means? And that's the question. Like, I don't know for sure, or she just enjoys watching people give her money, right? Like, all she has to do is say the word, and then all of a sudden, chests of gold are brought to her, brought to her feet, right? And so, who knows exactly what's going on? I have no clue. I have no clue, but it's sick to even just watch her. And then I'm gonna bring this up again. Stop eating on stream. Stop it. Stop. Oh God. Oh. Alf, no, I'm not single, but thank you very much. Yeah, she needs to. Yeah, Lauren. Yeah, she buys high-end designer stuff all the time, or at least she says she does. She needs to go apologize to Lululemon for inappropriately wearing her gear. Yeah. And Sammy, the thing is, it's not just the eating, because I can understand maybe you want to eat something on stream a little bit or whatever. But it's like it's the fact that she chews with her mouth open. Like how? Like my mom. Oh man, I can't. How many times I was a kid, my mama smacked me in the mouth. She caught me chewing my mouth open. Oh, all the time. And the fact that you go and do this on live stream in front of like 80,000 people, like, or however many people were watching it, 3,000 people, just drives me insane.
Okay, sorry about that. Someone parked in the handicap spot, so he couldn't walk them. He couldn't walk them all up. He's got a bad leg, so. Okay, where were we here? Oh, that's
I just want to respond to Sheba. Sheba, yeah, you're right. Molly has no home training. That's it. You're right.
Oh, we've got some good stuff we've been looking at. I got to check to see how much I can actually show you guys without getting a copyright hit or anything. I've found a really good life coach who gives advice on what life coaches do. We really need to take a look at that video because I think it would open a lot of eyes around some of the things that have been going on. And one thing I've been noticing with Molly, she used to have a bit of animosity towards us. I don't know if she's been watching our show or something, but it seems like her animosity's dying down a little. I'm not sure if it was because we filed the report to Team YouTube or if it was because of the criticism we give is passable and very easily attainable criticism for her, but you know, unlike
well,
some...
I think...
Go ahead.
I just don't think it's extreme enough. The problem is the things that she enjoys doing are like very like extreme crazy stuff, right? And her going after you, like it worked for a minute where people will be like, oh yeah, do this. But after a while, like it's not, you know, showing up at someone's house. It's not, you know, yelling at, you know, somebody who's has a, you know, some kind of like horrible life issue going on, right? And so I think that she realized that's her bread and butter. And so she's going to go back to it, right? Because she knows that she can't sway you, right?
Yeah, and I don't get petty. I'm not going to say I didn't used to. I'm not bragging or anything, because when I was figuring out YouTube in the beginning, it's hard to kind of figure out the best way to handle these situations. You know, I'd wish I'd say that any of them are unique. They're just not. They're just not unique. They all kind of have to go by that same playbook, that tired old playbook, you know? So, now that we've kind of hit the mummy, the Molly mummy here. You remember that channel that was super funny? Everything GoLightly? Remember that one?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. One of my favorites. In fact, I'm going to go find the link and I'm going to drop it in the live chat.
Yeah, do that for me. Definitely, because we need to get them some more subscribers. That video, the lifestyles of the not so rich and famous, it says it was from 5 days ago. I think that sounds about right. Man, that was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can tell I've been clicking on some of the other videos. I don't want to play too much of them. Maybe give you a little tiny preview of a couple here or there. But one thing we need to do really quick, I just want to get this out of the way. I want to rush it out of the way. YouTube, you back tube Jeff or something? You back to tube Jeff. Now, we've been asked to take a look at this situation, and just from looking at the videos, I'm not sure what to think. So let's just do an initial look. I've saved them. Again, this came across my desk pretty late. I'm not making a single claim, good or bad, about this yet. And who knows, I might come out onto the, maybe I'll think that nothing's going wrong here. But let me just give you some titles really quick. And it gave me a bad feeling. Looking at the titles, Kylie Rodney update sparks AAA roadside assistance cover-up exposed. Liars hiding evidence plus Nick. Okay? Then we've got Kylie Rodney update today. Truth about Kylie Rodney's Honda CRV, VIN breakdown in car, and body switch. See, these are the things I don't like. When I see words like body switch, and I see some of these more charged kind of clicky titles, especially the VIN, what do you get by looking up a VIN number like that? Other than doxing the people who owned the car before her, and how do you get the VIN number? They probably shouldn't have released the VIN number. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. I'm not sure what comes back on a VIN number. Kylie Rodney update today. Sammy Smith is a criminal. Adventures with Purpose. Nick the AAA guy. Kylie Rodney update today. Operation Truck Stop. Private investigator on the show. Now, from what I've been told, there's some kind of fundraiser happening here. Let me see if I can find it, I guess. Maybe we'll look in the About section. But I will say this. Let me see real quick here. 10,000 subs. Kylie Rodney tribute song. What is this? I don't know if this guy realizes Kylie Rodney is a minor, and I don't know. I don't know what to think. Do you know who Sammy Smith is? She's a different case. Okay.
Yeah, no clue.
Well, let's take a look at this one. It says the key hidden evidence, Kylie Rodney case update today, black box revealed. What are they talking about? A black box? What in the world? The black box? Let's hear parts of this. Hello? I'm only going to play this. I'm going to react to it under fair use law. Fair use. I'll make sure to pause and give commentary. Criticism purposes. Let me see something really quick here. So, was Kylie's car pushed by another vehicle? New evidence exposed, you must see. The Honda CR-V black box evidence has been revealed. Watch and comment with your thoughts. And it gives a bunch of pay links, which, you know, people are allowed to have pay links.
So apparently, according to Ninja Orchid, Sammy Smith was a friend of Kylie Rodney's, and she led the initial search.
So why is he asking if she's a sociopath or a... Interesting. Let's just listen to what he's got to say.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on where you're watching from in the world.
Okay, if you're editing this video, I'm going to give you one of the best pieces of advice anyone's ever given you. It's called a noise reducer, and your editing software, you can go to the effects tab, search noise reducer, and it'll automatically do it, drag drop on the audio line, and it'll get rid of that background noise, just saying.
I've got something big to share with you today.
Also, in OBS, if you're not using a video editor, you can just add 3 things to your audio track by clicking next to the mic aux, the 3 little dots, go into where it says filters, and add a noise gate, noise suppression, compressor, and a limiter. You don't even have to tweak any of the settings. It'll do its job. I, of course, tweak the settings. You don't have to. It'll get rid of a lot of the background noise.
Evidence in the Kylie Rodney case that nobody has spoken a word about, not even a whisper.
Why are you talking about it then? Why haven't you given it to the police? Is this appropriate for a YouTube channel? Or is it clickbait? Let's find out.
Is that? Well, it's because they don't.
Ninja says because he thinks he can read her body language and she displayed odd behavior and she's only 18. And this is what I don't like about this. I don't think these YouTubers even consider the age of the people that they're talking about. You know? Now, 18 is an adult. That's what everyone's going to say. 18 is an adult. Yeah, sure, true. But at the same respect, you still, that doesn't give you a right just to go in there and start accusing a person of a lot of things, right? And it's another thing that a lot of you notice that when we were actually being fair with our commentary, showing evidence, showing clips, bringing up other pieces of behavior and evidence that happened to try to figure out what was going on, we weren't guessing. We weren't being unfair to the people we were talking about. It's one reason why like when we did the fundraiser investigation with Letitia and Molly, we were very fair to them, even though they probably didn't deserve it. I don't see how it's fair to just go in and assume without something leading you to ask the question. You, as a YouTuber, can't do anything. And I don't know how anyone even hooks people to support this kind of stuff. Not saying he's done it yet. I don't know if he's done it yet, but similar things like saying that the 18-year-old that led the search could be a sociopath. Okay, fine. What made you think that in the first place? Give me the piece of evidence out there that made you think about that in the first place. This actually reminds me of some of the stuff I was working on involving Ryan Upchurch when all that stuff happened with him. I didn't get the video out, but you know, I still looked at a lot of his stuff. And we do need to take a look at it sometime, but let's get back to this video.
Don't know about it. It's kind of like top secret. It's the age of digital information, obviously, and we have some evidence that's been collected that nobody's talked about, and it is the most important piece of evidence in this entire case. In fact, it's probably going to be what cracks this entire
I wonder how many times he said this about a piece of evidence. Because, I mean, I've seen other things that he's brought up. Anyway.
Case, and nobody said a word about it because you have to come here to get the information.
Now, see, that's just insane. This already, like, this is red flag number 16. You shouldn't have to go there to get anything. The information that you put out, there should be a source for it. People should be able to check you on it, and they should be able to cover it also. And I really do think that most likely the other people out there, most likely there are other people that know about this. I highly doubt you have secret evidence on this case, being a person sitting behind a YouTube camera. If you were, now you'd have to be an investigator on the case to have that, be able to get that. That is, unless you want to tell us where you got it from, show us where it's all come from, fact check it, put it up there, you know, fact check yourself. If you aren't a police officer, you wouldn't have access to this. And if you were a police officer, you'd lose your job for doing this.
First, that's right. Subscribe to my channel, but that really have a little bit of fun too. So
yeah, man, you know, you're talking about a 17-year-old girl that lost her life. And you've decided to be full-on clickbait this far. But let's see if you aren't full-on clickbait and you actually prove yourself. Let's see it.
So we're going to talk about today the black box in Kylie's car. What is it? What can it do? And how will it be used by a forensics team to solve this case?
What the fuck? Black box evidence has been revealed. You just, in your about section, you say it's revealed.
I hope he's going to explain what he means by black box, because the black box is the aspect of an airplane and it was recording.
Exactly.
But
well, there is a computer system inside these Hondas, and I don't think, though, that it logs the kind of information he's acting like it logs, if I recall, because I had one not long ago, maybe like 10 years ago or so. And you basically, all it does is log whether this this other fuse over here went out. Oh, if that fuse went out, that leads to here and stuff, and maybe you can help fix your car faster with that data. That's even if it's in there. I don't even know if it's in Hondas. I don't even know if it's in those Honda CRVs. I could be misremembering because it's been a long time. So, yeah, I mean, I've never heard this kind of thing in relation to a car, but we'll see.
Okay, so let's get right into it. First of all, you may have heard of a black box before. They're used on aircrafts for a long time now, since the 70s actually, and what they and what the pilot information about all sorts of needs. Orange, so that they can has a radio beacon in it, or if it's in the two of them, there's one called the FDR. That's the flight data pilot.
What does this have to do with anything, sir? You could start with telling us how it relates and then go into this. This is what I hate when people try to clickbait. You'll notice that they don't make a proclaiming statement before they start to go into a bunch of other useless details. Yeah, you could have just said, you guys know what a black box is? A data recorder black box? It's an airplane box that records, you know, things in case an airplane has an issue or crashes. Okay, you could just move on from there, bro. You don't have to go into all the details. This is supposed to be about Kylie Rodney. I'm not taking a damn aircraft course here, brother.
Pilot inputs, whatever they're doing, what the plane was actually doing.
Holy shit, I literally just fast forwarded past you saying this, so you've repeated it again.
In the tail of the plane. And there's a second black box called the CVR. This is it's actually called an
what the fuck does this have to do with a car? Nothing.
Let's give him a chance.
Data recorder. Now, there's a black box in Kylie's car. In fact, all modern cars from the late 90s and up have these.
No, they don't. What are you talking about? What? From the late 90s and up, there's a black box. It wouldn't be called a black box in Kylie's car. It would have a name. Are you talking about the computer system? Is that what you're talking about? Because I don't think that it does location data unless there's a GPS built into the car. Now, some of them have that, but I don't think that you or I or anyone but law enforcement would be able to get it.
It's actually called an EDR, Event Data Recorder, and it's usually found under the center console somewhere in the vehicle, so it's in the center of the vehicle. That way it's protected from all sides in the event of a crash or some sort of incident. Now, what can an EDR record? Well, a lot.
An EDR is designed to record data related to vehicle dynamics and safety for a short period of time, typically 30 seconds or less. What can the EDR tell you? It's also known as a black box or sensitive and diagnostic module. Oh, it's the diagnostic module. Okay, well, I've never called them an EDR. They are the thing that if you, I'm pretty sure what he's talking about is if you go to AutoZone, they'll take their little computer and they'll plug it in right near your center console, right? It'll be like under your driver's wheel. They'll be under the wheel, and it'll be like sometimes on the right or left or center. You could be most likely talking about that, but again, I don't know how that would record data that would be relevant in what has happened with Kylie Rodney. And my God, dude, 30 fucking minutes here. Jesus.
In modern day cars, they record a lot more. They started making them in the late 90s, so to solve this case, or at least event data recorder. What can it capture, and how is it going to be used to solve this case?
It probably is not going to be used to solve this case. Seriously, it's not.
What does that have to do with flies? I'll get back to that in a minute. I want to just explain how the EDR is going to be used by a motor vehicle forensics team to solve this case, or at least put it all together. Okay, so the EDR is able to record all movements of the vehicle, GPS location, what's happening to the vehicle, stuff.
Okay, so it's actually in the mid-2000s when they started to make these, not the late 90s. I'll give him that. Lauren says, is there still an open case? I didn't think there was. We have the video evidence. We have a video recording of her car going down the road and going into the lake. How does that stack with what you're saying, dude? Because he puts in his description, was Kylie's car pushed by another vehicle? No. We would have seen the other vehicle on the video recording of Kylie's car going into the lake.
Like that, and what they're going to do is they're...
LG says, yes, the case is closed. I thought so.
They're going to use all this information to build a computer model.
See, and the reason I didn't know, because my Honda, I think, was like, maybe I had it in 2009, actually. So, damn, that's been like a little over 10 years. And it was like a 2000s model, so it wouldn't have had this EDR. Because it's starting in 2005, most cars companies placed, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is just a statement to indicate if it has an EDR. So, I don't think mine did.
Model of what the vehicle did that night. So they're going to be able to tell where it is, how fast it was going.
Not really, bro. Like, event data recorders, also known as black boxes, are sensing and diagnostic modules capture information such as a speed and use of a safety belt in the event of a collision to help understand how the system's performed. So it's more for, maybe they could use some of the information to maybe like figure out some things about Kylie Rodney. Okay, fine. But it's not going to be able to figure out whether somebody pushed the vehicle, that's for sure. There would have to be sensors in the bumper that the EDR is fed into, or maybe like, you know, some kind of like very fine-tuned GPS system, which I would doubt would be in it, but who knows. And the law places restrictions on data retrieval from EDRs, and it assigns ownership of data to the owner or leasee of the vehicle, and obviously, most likely, police officers would be the only people that have access to it.
What happened to it, everything about it, is going to be in that black box.
Why is he still talking about Kylie Rodney? September 18 of 20... Okay, this is on September. Okay, this is an older video. All right.
It's not actually black. In this case, it's silver in a Honda Kylie's car Ken are making today. But it can tell us up to a 10-day period when the brakes were pressed and how hard. Okay, it can tell us what gear it was in and when. All of this is time-stamped, by the way.
Okay, so you can now tell us how this would relate to Kylie driving into the lake with what you're saying.
Just like a file on your computer.
Well, Rach is saying even his newer videos are about her, so...
Okay, let's go to a newer video because this dude takes so fucking long to get anywhere. 7 days ago, let's see it.
Hello, everybody.
And it seems like it's another kind of weird thing with this oh my god, cover up in the Kylie Rodney Sparks AAA roadside assistance exposed. Oh my god, bro.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you tuning in today. Have a little bit more of a serious video for you all today.
Yeah, I do agree, R-Top.
Yes, it's time to start looking at some of the people that are directly involved in conspiracy to obstruct justice in the case of Kylie Rodney. And you all
hear the sound effects, dude. Oh my god.
know I've had a team
Oh,
of
they're
private
fucking killing me, bro.
So here he goes. Here we go. This is the video I was looking for. He has a team of private investigators. Doing what?
Investigators, lawyers, web sleuths.
You have a team of lawyers and web sleuths. Where do you pay for these? Do you know how expensive that would be? Bro, what are their names? If you have a private investigator and a lawyer, you will not care to say who it is. Your lawyer is your public representative, right? So who is your lawyer, for God's sakes? You at least wouldn't care to tell us who your lawyer is.
And friends of mine to help solve this case and get us closer to the truth about what actually happened to Kylie Rodney.
Well, let me help you. Let me help you out. We have video of Kylie driving into the lake. There you go. So I don't know how you're going to reconcile that with all the other theories that are out there. But I'd love to hear you do it so that, you know, I could be more comfortable with what you're talking about.
So I'm just going to dive right in today. I've had a really rough couple weeks and...
Probably because you keep making Kylie Rodney videos to get views, because you've pigeonholed yourself into this thing that where you're not going to get views if you talk about anything else. At least if you do, your views, instead of being like around 15K, which is your average, might be at like 1, 2, or 3 or 4K, right? And so you have to have Kylie there in order to get anyone to click. And what you're putting out, right? I'm thinking that might have led you to having a stressful couple weeks.
I just wanted to finally just put this information out. I appreciate all of your patience. I know.
Dude, you've had a lot of time. This case has been over for a minute. Do we know when the case was over? What month it was? Somebody put it in the chat for me.
I said I was ready a few weeks ago. A lot of things came up. So anyway, let's just cut right to it. It's time to expose some of these people and put them on the grill, so to speak, so that you, the public, can actually see who is doing what and who is responsible for what, and you, the public, can create the public outcry that is going to push the wheels of justice.
Only if you have evidence, buddy. We ain't no SJWs around here. We let the police handle what they're supposed to handle. We let detectives handle what they're supposed to handle. Real with the audience. Even if we might not get ourselves 10 or 15K views here or there, at least we'll be able to know that the people that do listen to us aren't going to get caught up in an endless loop of the same content for months until it all dies out with you being stressed. You get me? So, you know.
Ninja is saying November 3rd, and Chris is saying September. So, like, I'm guessing end of September, beginning of November is when the case is closed.
Yeah, somewhere between, we'll just go with October-ish, yeah. But this was just a few days ago, which, you know, so that's December. You can tell why he's being upset in the last couple weeks. It's probably hard to find reasons to talk about Kylie Rodney, you know, now.
Forward, okay? That's all we can do. I don't have the authority to put handcuffs on anybody, and I don't think you do either, unless there's some active law enforcement agents watching right now.
Bro, what are you talking about? The police can't just go put handcuffs on somebody. They have to literally go and go through every single piece of something. Are you literally saying that the police are wrong in closing Kylie's case and letting her rest, and that they should be investigating somebody else? If that's the case, you should go sit down and talk to the detectives. You putting it out here on the internet is not going to help. In fact, it's probably going to mess the case up if you're right in the long run. So that's why I think a lot of people, when they see you doing this, immediately kind of laugh at you, because You know, I don't know maybe if you're just too deep down a rabbit hole, but you're not the person who can do this. But even by getting a group of people together to go out and flip out, it's not going to do anything.
That want to help, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm still waiting for a call. So nobody's contacted me, and it sure seems like everybody that should be doing something to get justice for Kylie is doing the exact opposite, and I'm going to prove that to you in 2 videos.
Right now, right? You're not going to make us fucking come back to your channel again, right?
This one is going to expose some people covering up evidence, and we have some really great PI work to show you today.
You can't show somebody PI work on YouTube, bro, unless you don't want them to go to jail. You can't just go and PI some shit and then throw it out on YouTube and just walk away after making some ad revenue. You got to give that shit to the cops if you found something.
So even the trolls won't have anything to say about me with...
I'm not a troll, bro. I don't even know you. Literally. Don't even know you.
Holding evidence. I have to do that, guys. I have to do this in stages or it won't work. I have a plan. I had a plan from the start. It's worked.
Why would you have a plan? What are you talking? Like, I just went back a few weeks ago in your content. No, it was like September, so a month, 2 months ago in your content. And you were talking about black boxes and stuff. So don't tell me you had a plan, because you've deviated from any plan that would help with anything, and you've been wrong many times, okay? So
working out pretty well, and I don't know if it's just some sort of divine intervention or if it's just because I'm stubborn and persistent. I don't know. But I'm going to keep pushing forward until we get to the end of this thing. And
thanks,
I don't know how it's going to play out.
Hit that
but
like
these
button.
Next 2 videos are the most important videos I'm ever going to make, and they are...
Sounds like you want some fucking views, bro. You could have already said it. You could have already told us what we need to hear. I don't know. I gotta grab my vape. I'll be right back. It'll just take a second.
What it sounds like to me is this guy's just out there conspiracy chasing and trying to get people to come watch him because of this like secret evidence that he has that literally makes no sense on the case that is closed. I mean, it's Occam's razor. I mean, honestly, it's Occam's razor when it comes to a lot of these like criminal cases, is that it's not some big conspiracy. It's not some, you know, mind blowing, you know, AAA covered it up type of conspiracy. It's really just that, you know, a series of unfortunate events happened. And fortunately, in those series of unfortunate events, a young woman lost her life. And it's very sad.
Okay, this guy, if you're watching this guy, don't listen to it. You're fine to watch his videos. Got me? If you're watching him, just fucking watch. Don't, do not do anything he tells you to. Nothing. He's trying to get people to boycott AAA in his description. But
That's
he also
crazy.
he's also running a fucking fraud raiser. Well, a fundraiser. Okay. So he doesn't want to use GoFund. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, Dead just dropped in general the official ruling that it was an accident.
Awesome. I'll pull it
The
up in
case is
just a
closed.
second.
It was,
Here.
yep.
Yeah, I'll pull it up in just a minute. Here we go. So, obviously, he doesn't want to use GoFundMe, which makes me think that he's had some problems with GoFundMe before. And if you remember, you know how Molly always had problems with GoFundMe? It's because she ran fundraisers and didn't get the money when people realized that it wasn't as she was saying it was. And I would think that maybe with him being angry at GoFundMe, he just might be... There's only one reason that people get into this position, okay? So I'd love to know why he's not using GoFundMe. If you don't want to use GoFundMe, you could use Indiegogo. Now, why is that? Because GoFundMe, Indiegogo, all those sites... Can you hear me reeing? Can you hear me go ree? Huh. All right, let me get Navy in here. All right. You hear me okay, Navy?
Yes, sir. 5x5.
Yeah. And that was a pretty quick one. Let's roll right back into it. Let me post this out in the community tab. Let people know that we had a little hiccup, but we're back, and then we'll get moving. Okay, so where was I when I left off? Oh, people that have an issue with GoFundMe like this typically will do a fundraiser, not be honest with what they're doing the fundraiser for, and of course, it'll end up them having their money seized, or they'll owe, can you see my stream?
No, you're not streaming it to me, no.
I mean, on YouTube. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're on YouTube. Good.
Yes, I can see. Yes, I can see on YouTube. Yes.
And now you can see my screen. Okay, so when someone has an issue with GoFundMe, like you've seen Molly have in the past, they will try to use their PayPal and private links, or they'll use, of course, Cash App. Right. Speaking of Cash App, mine is Rachel. If you wanna hook us up with anything along with my PayPal, don't look at his. If you look at his, just see mine instead. So he says, please only donate if you can afford to, and please do not donate more than you can afford. If you feel like you might change your mind, please don't donate, because I cannot offer refunds once I start writing checks to Magnum PI. Magnum PI. Magnum PI, is this a troll? Private investigation firm fees. Are you going to show receipts? The Magnum PI private investigation firm fee receipts? Thank you to all that want to help me get... This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my fucking life. Jesus Christ. Why would you even write this goddamn sentence? You're not a police officer. You're not a private investigator. What are you going to do? I'm going to come back to that so I don't lose my mind. Kylie Rodney's incident has been ruled accidental, and yes, I have shown video evidence of Kylie Rodney's vehicle entering the lake. It's depressing, sad. It was an accident. I know you're making money off of this with that ad revenue, and it wasn't good enough with all the clickbait and all the BS, was it, buddy? How do you sleep, man? How do you sleep at night, for God's sake? This is pure evil. You realize that. There are some things you can do that are pure evil, right? The last fraud raiser we busted, pure evil, using this Marine in a coma to make tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars, and now Letitia's gone. She's been summoned to court. Her life most likely is completely ruined, right? She'll never see her grandson again now because of what she's done. And now we've got this dude putting a sentence in that says he's going to get justice. Why do they all do this? Why do they all say they're going to get justice for this? They clickbait the damn issue and say they're going to get justice for it. Where's your degree? Where's your degree?
Where's your badge?
Why do you deserve a dime?
And on top of that, explain to me how you're going to get justice, right? So before you donate or put out for people to donate to you, and you just claim you're going to get justice, explain to me, give me a bullet point format, a plan of how you are going to be able to get justice more than the cops did, who have
exactly
literal investigators that have gone to school. They go out to Quantico and things, even like the local cops will go out to Quantico and things like that to study with the FBI and all these different like agencies that have been doing this for years to know how to read evidence, to know how to read signs of any kind of like, struggle or anything that happened. Explain to me how you, Mr. YouTube man, are no better than that training.
You've heard from the videos we just looked at, we've heard him and how he talks and draws everything out as far as he can. And my deal here is, I haven't even seen him by looking at the titles of his videos, listening to what he said so far. He's not interested in quickly and to the point telling us why he differs with the official report. You'd at least need absolutely to be able to differ with the official report in some kind of concrete way to even barely go where you're going. So we're going to get there. But first, take a listen.
Now to this, more than a month after the body of a 16-year-old was found in Placer County, a reservoir there, the coroner's office has released Kylie Rodney's cause of death.
Yeah, Nevada County deputies say Rodney drowned in her vehicle in Placer Reservoir back in August. The coroner's report did not find any other factors contributing to her death. It says she was found in the cargo area of her SUV. There was no evidence of foul play. She disappeared on August 6th, prompting weeks of searching after she had been last seen at a large party with hundreds of other teens at the Placer family campground.
So it's been ruled accidental. There have been several forensic teams have gone through and searched.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
but Artop says he just Googled the PI service that old boy claims to be using, and he says not a real service. Maybe a cute way to give that impression.
Yeah, I mean, they could be independent investigators. I am with you. Like, I don't think it's a real service, especially like Magnum PI. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure Magnum PI is copyrighted, so you can't even call a business that.
Exactly.
Pretty sure it's copyrighted by NBC or CBS, one of the two that owns the rights to the show.
Oh,
so
sure.
I'm pretty sure you can't even do that. So that's sus to begin with. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, like, well, anyway, like I was saying, you would need to be able to, if you're being serious, you have to be accepting money. Do these people think that they can't get in trouble for this? Is that where they're at with this shit? Because what the hell do you need money for? Let's find out.
Just some sort of...
Let's see what you need money for. Because I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't got nothing against you, but when I see this, then something tells me, whoa, Navy, thank you, brother. When I see this, something tells me that the police need to know what you're doing, and they need to make sure, maybe they could sit down and have a talk with you, because you're using her name to collect money. You're using her passing to collect money. You doing these videos is bad enough. I haven't even said anything yet. This is bad enough. And I'd be willing to let it go. How do I let this go? How does anybody let this go? How in the world look, dude, don't tell me that this guy doesn't realize that he is using Kylie's name to take money. And you have it at screwgofundme.org. You got her name connected to some fucking... This is disrespectful. You want to have an issue with GoFundMe? Disconnect it from Kylie's name. You've only made $3,000, by the way. You got 2,000 people clicking upvotes on your videos. And thank you, Christine. You want me to think you've only made 3 G's. I don't believe you. And it would be so simple. So simple. Instead of people protesting AAA, maybe people should protest just to make sure that you're fact-checked that you're not keeping any of this money. Maybe that... Thank you, Lauren. Oh, no, I'm your #1 fan. Thank you. In fact, all of you. Appreciate all of you. Well, the month of the LARP is over. Here we are into Christmas. One of the most scammiest times of the year for evil people. Okay, now you may not be evil. You need to apologize for this. Maybe you weren't thinking clearly when you made this webpage. Screw GoFundMe.org. Thank you for helping me get justice for Kylie Rodney! You will see vendor lock when you click the link. Yes, that's correct. All donations at the link I provided for this button only go to the crowdfunded for the private investigation and not go toward the channel or equipment. If you wish to donate to the channel, you can do that in any of the video description boxes. You shouldn't be taking money if you're going to get justice for Kylie Rodney. This is insanity, dude. Because you're going beyond making, your channel isn't making money through you doing something. You're not reporting on something. Instead, your money is using Kylie's name. And again, if you were just making ad revenue off of the disgusting clickbait, that's one thing. Yeah, we'd criticize you. But this is so far, and I'm so sick of seeing people who have not even gone to, you can't take the time to go to college and get a degree so that you can actually be able to, like, you know, be trained to know what you need to do to investigate that. I would be able to investigate this story 1,000 times better than you. Fact. Or whomever you're paying this money towards. Magnum fucking PI investigative team. Are you kidding me? All right. I'm done. I'm done ranting. This shit's starting to piss me off, bro. Every week there's another one. Every week.
Divine intervention, or if it's just because I'm stubborn and persistent.
The divine intervention that you're asking for, you're getting it. You're going to get that divine intervention, buddy. And it's going to be when you get fact-checked on where this money's going.
He is exploiting a young woman's death.
A minor.
For money.
She wasn't even a woman. She wasn't even a woman yet. But I know what
she was 18,
she is still a young
18,
woman.
Whatever, right?
16. She was 16.
Was she? I thought she was 18.
At least that's what it says here on the
cancer over the next 2.
I thought that at first until I read the news report. Yes.
Okay, either way, he is exploiting this young woman's death for money because somehow he has secret evidence. Where do we hear that? This keeps popping up. Secret evidence. I had the secret evidence, right? And Lauren, I agree with you. He is re-victimizing her family by keeping the shit going, making it into this conspiracy that it's not. It's sick. It's so sick. Oh, she was 16, Samantha? Okay, yeah. Well, and still a young woman, and, you know, whatever, you know. But, yeah, it's just... so gross.
I'm going to do a quick musical interlude so that I can calm down here. Every fraud raiser, everyone, all of them, past and present, are getting investigated by the relevant PD. Everyone. That goes for you, Reds, and Sean, and Ilya Moon, the fake cancer people. That goes for you, Virgo Triad. It goes for you, all the other fraud raisers that are out there. It goes for you, Molly. It goes for you, Letitia. And it goes for you, YouTube, you backtube Jeff. Because all we got to do is make a phone call to the precinct where Kylie Rodney disappeared and let them know what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, buddy, it's happening. And you know, I love you guys. Dead, you're a fucking genius. This motherfucker, you know what he was doing? You know what he was doing before he rebranded to get justice for these teenagers that go missing? You know what he was doing? Exposing Pizzagate. How'd you get away? How did you get away? You know who I am, Jeff? You know who I am. Oh, you heard about me then. I'm the one that got every one of those fools kicked off of YouTube, okay? Every one of you guys that were lying about Pizzagate and QAnon. I'm the one that busted it. I'm the one that got it all reported to the mainstream media. And I know you heard about it because you guys hate my fucking guts. So you probably do know who I am. I doubt you're going to be reaching out to me. So don't worry. We'll take care of it without you. But let's hear what you got. So you're a hardcore conspiracy theorist that thinks that they can get justice for you. You know you can't get justice for Kylie Rodney. You know you can't. You got your grift completely zapped off of YouTube and you moved on to another one.
I don't know, but I'm going to keep pushing forward until we get to the end of this thing.
Me too.
And I don't know how it's going to play out, but these next two videos are the
unnecessary. I got all the evidence I need right here. That's all I need. Bam, done.
Well, and one of the things is I just read a news report that you heard about the college kids in Idaho, right? That were murmured, right? The cops are actually issuing a statement to all the YouTube, PIs out there to quit doing it because they're putting innocent people in danger by their assumptions and their speculation and all this kind of stuff. And this is what we're looking at, right?
I just messaged the mods. We need it under several different archive sites, please. I'm going to get a couple. I need you guys to get a couple as fast as we can here. Sorry, audience. You're just going to have to wait. Because we need to make sure. I have a feeling that some of these pages are going to go down pretty quick here. All right, I'm starting one archive right now. I don't know if you guys can help me out with a couple more. URL on my stream, got it. Let me play some music for you guys. Give me a second. See, Jeff, one of the best things about us not being a faker like you is that we just make a phone call. That's all we do. We don't have to sit and do 100 videos. I don't have to spend a bunch of my time on you or any of the fraudsters out there. Once it's given to the correct precinct, they handle it. It goes from there and it's gone. Okay? So you don't have to worry about me, bro. You won't even hear about me after we get done, you know, putting a video up about you. I'm going to go ahead and archive it at Yubnub also. So we've got archive.vn/whip and we've got Yubnub. We're good. We got her. Let me give this an, if the mods can you put this? Let's see what room. I'll put it in a room here. We're going to go with the YouTube drama room. It's not being used right now. YouTube drama room. All right. So, for anyone that needs the archive in the future, it's archive.vn/HU O or 0 AS. I think it's OAS. You see it right here. Anyone that needs it in the future, forever, right there. Thank you, Aussie Trisha. But unfortunately, y'all, I need one more website. I gotta archive it 3 places just to make sure that no matter what they do, it'll be on the internet forever. The Wayback Machine, we used to be able to trust the Wayback Machine, but people, there have been some things exposed about the Wayback Machine, and it's not as, you can't trust it as much as you can trust some of the other archive sites. So let's go ahead and put it up here. See if Page Freezer will take it. No, Page Freezer is not going to take it. Well, we got a couple at least. We'll go with 2 for so far. So even if he takes this down, we have a usable permanent link no matter whatever happens with this. And we'll make sure to get this to the precinct that handled Kylie Rodney also. But go ahead, Jeff.
The most important videos I'm ever going to make, and they are in a position where we could be at risk. So I want to thank people that helped me in a position where, and other people, and they are putting me and most important videos I'm ever going to make, and they are putting me and other people that helped me in a position where we could be at risk.
Well, Jeff, you're messing up really bad, because if you are at risk due to you trying to get justice in the completely closed and solved with video evidence Kylie Rodney case, that would mean somebody is threatening you. Now, you're lucky that you live in the United States of America, because you can go to the authorities and they can help you immediately when you get threatened. I've had to do it several times. Now, you can also go to the platform where the threatening happened, and you can archive it and say, see, there are real things you can do if you actually know what you're doing. Then, on top of that, I don't think that's what you're talking about, though, when you say that you and some of the people that have helped you are possibly in some kind of danger or whatever you said. I think the only thing that makes sense about you being in danger is you guys getting in the danger of getting in trouble for what you're doing. If you were just getting justice for Kylie Rodney, then the police would be able to help you with any type of danger that you would be exposed to in actually doing that. But if you actually weren't getting justice for Kylie Rodney and you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, then it would make sense. It would make absolute perfect sense why you're saying this, because then you're in danger of getting in trouble for what you've done here.
So I want to thank all of you for helping me, because a lot of the stuff we've been able to pull off is because of the network we've created right here on.
What did you pull off? What have you done? You've done absolutely nothing. Nothing. You've told people about black boxes. You've told people about some other stuff involving Kylie Rodney. And months after the case is closed and after we have the reality of what happened, without any actual explanation at all, you're still making money off this and e-begging with it. To the point where you've created a GoFundMe page alternative to siphon people's money who are upset about Kylie passing. And you're manipulating the fact that they're upset that most of the people that would come and donate to you, unfortunately, have had somebody in their life, a young person who's passed. And you're manipulating that thing that's happened to them or a friend of theirs or someone they knew. You're manipulating that pain and suffering and their desire to make sure that everybody's case is solved by telling them the case isn't solved and that somehow you're going to get justice if we give money, not to a GoFundMe campaign that can be tracked by the police, but to a website that doesn't track any of the donos. Now, luckily for the people that are giving you money, we're going to make sure that every dime of that money gets tracked, and it's going to be extremely simple to do so, because in the last few years, myself, Nate the lawyer, and many others have pioneered a method to where we can get in touch with people that can actually check, who have an authority. You see, it's weird. In order for us to get justice for what you're doing to Kylie Rodney, we actually have to reach out to an authority and let them know what's going on and maybe file some kind of report with them in the end. But you, on the other hand, are telling us you're going to get justice for Kylie Rodney by making money off of her name without any explanation to why or how. If you really were taking money and paying private investigators, you'd be putting every single thing on the screen that you've paid them, the receipts, who they are. There would be transparency. People would know where the money went. Then you would be telling them what they did with that money. And Jeff, I'm sorry, bro. I have a feeling I know what's happened with this money. I have a feeling, I don't think you just got no 3 Gs. In fact, I think this is just some big fucking mock-up that tries to use something other than GoFundMe so that the people don't know exactly how much money you've raised. You're going to tell me that you've gained 10,000 subs off of this situation, probably 1 million views in total with all your videos, and you're going to tell me you've only made $3,000? Come on, bro. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I know how this goes. I know how this rolls. I've been here for a minute, okay?
YouTube, and it is something that PIs can't do, law enforcement can't do, even the FBI.
What the fuck did he just say?
Can you really just say that YouTubers can do things that the authorities can't do?
Oh, you know what he's spending that money on. Something making his eyes bug out.
Off is because of the network we've created right here on YouTube, and it is something that PIs can't do, law enforcement can't do, even the FBI can't do.
You're telling me that you don't think that if it was of some value to an investigation, they wouldn't be able to do it? There is no value in an investigation unless you're looking at YouTube, maybe. We have thousands of people. They keep their eyes open for things and give them to us. But then what do? We just literally laugh at cringy stuff and cover fraud raisers and internet scams. And so the people that watch us, that send us things, they help us to that goal. What is your goal? Your goal is justice for Kylie Rodney. But that's not an attainable goal. That's not attainable without you telling us how. I could sit here right now. I could pull my Discord server, I could pull Twitter, and I could show you how people that watch my show send things into us and how we get the data that we get, all of it public with respect to privacy and respect to the people we talk about, and how we then transfer it into a show that we do at night or a video uploads. I could show you every process. It would take hours, but I could show you every little thing we do, okay? You, on the other hand, are doing something with a 16-year-old girl that's passed away's name and have none of that on your channel. None of that is public. The only thing you got public is this disgusting page. Yo, thank you that want to help me get justice for Kylie Rodney. Donate. MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and Discover. Go into debt and help Jeff get justice for Kylie Rodney.
We have found a way to take all of the smartest
So true, our top man. So true.
people and web sleuths willing to put in their own time
Web sleuths cannot get justice for Kylie Rodney. You saying this shows how out of touch you are, Jeff. It shows how out of touch you are. You could be saying things, by the way, right now that would make sense. You could be saying things that actually weren't complete bullshit lies. You could. If you were up here saying the police and the investigators and people that have gone to college and have degrees and actually have worked all their lives in the field can get justice for Kylie Rodney, but you're not. You're saying web sleuths. But see, you're trying to placate people. You want to take web sleuths that are out there who can't, due to the fact that they can't pass the course, to the fact that they haven't educated themselves enough, get degrees, but still want to play. They want to LARP. This is called a LARP. And they want to act like they can do something important with the time they spend on YouTube. And instead of you being real with them, you've created a fantasy that they can get justice for Kylie Rodney, but it somehow involves a couple things. Watching your YouTube videos, sharing your YouTube videos, and giving you a shit ton of money.
And find the little things and the tidbits that are floating out there on YouTube and other platforms.
Why would justice for Kylie Rodney be on fucking YouTube? Are you insane? How would it be on YouTube? In order for it to be on YouTube, someone would have to go to her car or go to the location and do some type of forensic work and then upload it to YouTube. For God's sakes. Again, you can't do that with evidence. There's a chain of custody, a chain of evidence, something you obviously know nothing about. You are not, just by the way you speak, capable of providing any type of justice for Kylie Rodney. You can't even do a good video that makes sense, Jeff. You need help, buddy.
That the FBI and other agencies have no idea how to control or how to gather. They don't.
So you're an expert.
Really?
You're an expert. You're better than the FBI. Better than the Army. You're better than JAG. You're better than the Popo. Wow. Can I have your fucking autograph, Jeff? Go ahead, maybe.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, the agencies that literally invented every aspect of investigation, every aspect of looking into criminal minds or the aspect of motivations for different crimes and stuff. You're telling me that they are not as good as your bumblefuck YouTubers, who are out there making assumptions about what happened in the case. Right? Okay. Yeah. No, I'm just making sure I'm on the right track.
You know what's crazy? Criminal Minds. You watch it, and at first, see, I watched it when it first came out, and the first few seasons, I'm like, oh my god, this stuff is so out of this world and dumb. But the thing, you know, you say to yourself, how would probabilities help you be able to do this and that and this? And then once you actually go in and look at how they've pioneered that science, it actually is true. Because the minds that end up committing these kind of crimes are literally broken. They're pattern-based and broken. And they will do the same thing. They will all fit those probabilities. So when what they've done that Jeff doesn't, I guess he's never studied or understands, is the FBI has used algorithms and computer databases and the study of human behavior and the study of human repetition, and they have pioneered how they can show if certain things happen in a crime scene or in repeated crimes, how and why that happens, and if it will carry over. And so they can help predict what a serial killer or a mass murderer or someone is doing, so they can solve the crime. And the thing is, we've kind of done something similar, but I would never compare it to what the FBI, the police, what any of these agencies have done. And it's when we sit and talk about looking at the decisions that fraudsters make when raising money on the internet, they all use those same, exact methods and choices because they have to. You only have a few things. When you're trying to lie and click, okay, let's use Jeff as an example here really quick. Let's use Jeff as an example. When you're trying, so we want to determine what Jeff's motivation is. Is it justice for Kylie Rodney or is it to make money? So we look at what Jeff is saying, and we can take like Jeff talking about We take justice for Kylie Rodney and we take dollar signs, right? And we look and we say, okay, so justice for Kylie Rodney, is he literally taking reports? Is he taking data from these types of agencies, the people that have been there? And is he taking that data and trying to examine all of it and trying to piece together the story or something, and maybe be able to explain to people on a deeper level, maybe the documentary of what happened to Kylie Rodney, which would be the only way he could try to get any, it wouldn't even be getting justice for her. But is that what he's doing? No. What is he doing? He's creating he's number one, he's gatekeeping. It's called gatekeeping. You have to go through Jeff to get justice for Kylie Rodney. So how is he gatekeeping the situation with Kylie Rodney? How is he gatekeeping? He's gatekeeping by creating a mystery or a conspiracy theory, and because now there is an open question that only because he's created it, only he can solve, he can gatekeep it. And while gatekeeping it, is he trying to basically go out and get information from people, put it together, come up with theories and all that, to go away from the money-making side to maybe do something? Or is he literally running a fucking website off of GoFundMe where he takes money and just sits there and rambles? Well, that's, as you see, there's only a few possibilities with his behavior that equate to what we have on the screen. There's only a few possibilities. There can literally, just based on this alone, be no probability. There's no chance that Jeff is actually paying private investigators and not keeping the money for himself, lying to everybody. Though we do have to give him a chance, and we're going to put him on 1.5 speed, and we're going to skip a little bit because I have no clue how he can talk for an hour about this. And let's just try to hear what this dingbat has to say.
Don't know how to do it, and we've gotten really good at it this past month. Now, I've said this before, I'm not a professional. I've never done this before.
Jesus H. Christ in heaven, Jeff. You've literally just shot yourself in the foot already. You could at least claim that you're a professional. You could at least claim that you know what you're doing. How is it so simple to get justice for Kylie Rodney then, Jeff? You're just, man, you're not even... Like? He doesn't even bother to be at least Molly is entertaining. Go ahead, though. Who does he say?
Well, this sounds like the fucking flat earthers who are like, I've studied no science and none of this stuff, but yet I know better than Einstein, right? This is the same thing he's saying, that, we're out here as these internet YouTubers. I'm not a professional, but in the last month or so, I know how to do this investigation better than the FBI. Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, and then also look at Justin. Police? Remember when Justin was trying to go and get pictures of Kylie Rodney floating in the car and show it on screen? He reminds me of Justin. It's like, hey guys, justice for Kylie Rodney. Oh yeah, I got pictures of her floating in the car. I'm gonna show them to you with a little bit of blur right here over the private parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna get justice for her doing this, Justin? How are you doing anything with that other than disrespecting her family, human beings in general, the situation? Like, how are you not doing some freaky, weird fucking shit by doing that? Oh, you're calling me a necro, or what did he say? I was calling him a necrophiliac, right?
No, necrophiliac, yeah.
Because I was giving him shit about that when Molly got really pissed off at me and wanted me to come on her show. I was over here ranting about how it's so fucked up to pull, and I think that's why she invited me on her show that day. I think she knew how bad it looked on them for getting pictures, and see how these damn stories all kind of mold together, right? You got Kylie Rodney, and you got one of the oh shit, what was the other girl they were talking about that disappeared around that time? The little kid, I don't remember, Quentin, right? And they're gonna give you these secrets, and they're gonna give you these how though? Let's see, Jeff, how are you going to do this? You're not an expert. How are you going to do this, buddy?
But I am really good at this sort of thing, and I'm learning as I go. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? We were all told a story early on in this case.
You're learning as you
named
go.
Nick, and he claimed to work for a roadside assistance program. And he told us a story, and we all didn't know what to make of Nick or the story, because it could have gone so many ways. And that led to a lot of speculation and, of course, telephone games.
Who the fuck is Nick, dude?
No clue.
Well, isn't that your fault, Jeff, for listening to some rando on the internet, which we're doing right now, actually? We're only doing it because you're claiming to take a bunch of money to get justice for Kylie Rodney. But, you know,
game type rumors would roll.
We're not trusting you, Jeff. We want evidence from you, right? You would need evidence from this Nick person before you could believe anything that comes out of their mouths. See, this is the problem with internet sleuths. Internet sleuths think that if somebody gets on the internet and says something, that they should listen to it. And you should never listen to something someone says on the internet. That is, unless you're going to laugh and getting entertainment, maybe. But you should never listen for if you're trying to get any serious information out of something. That's called a claim. I could walk out of my front door right now and just scream, there's a dragon over there, right? I could just scream anything. There's a talking piece of bread over there, right? But you're not going to listen to me. And people do that on the internet with someone who just stands up. I'm from AAA, Kylie Rodney, yeah. And now all of a sudden we should give a fuck. But anyway, let's hear what he has to say.
Out of that and continue rolling out onto the internet. So nobody really knew what to make of Nick and his story, because his story meant that law enforcement story and Sammy Smith's stories are all bullcrap. So people were like, hey, does that mean he's a federal agent? And they were trying to spin a certain narrative.
How would you go from random internet guy says something to, is he a federal agent? How? Now do you understand why you shouldn't have taken money, cash, in the name of Kylie Rodney? Nick, wait, what's his name? Jeff. You shouldn't have done this, because you could sit and clickbait Kylie Rodney until the cows come home. And most likely, because of the fact you only got 10K subs, YouTube wouldn't do anything. People might report you, or maybe here and all of a sudden your channel blows up, so YouTube reviews your channel. Then you're going to lose your channel. Until then, you can sit here and do this till the cows come home and probably get away with it and still get a check from AdSense. And I don't know why YouTube works like that. Other social media sites do not work like that. YouTube, it takes forever. Hey, did you hear that Elon Musk was hinting at buying YouTube, maybe? You hear about that? Or Google or YouTube or something?
Oh, are you serious?
Dead serious. Like Elon, he hinted that he could buy it if he wanted to. And people, for some reason, were saying that he actually hinted also that he was going to buy it. I haven't seen him hint that yet, but I've seen videos about it. Wouldn't that be the best fucking thing ever, dude? If YouTube somehow went like Twitter back to where people running it just don't give a shit. They just want you to get up there and speak your voice. And if you're doing something wrong, they're going to ban you. They're going to tell you what the rules are. If you choose not to do them, you're going to get banned. You know, it would just be amazing to get YouTube back like we have Twitter back. But
to get a reaction from people.
I know. Let the people of YouTube gatekeep. Not gatekeep, but like let them police YouTube, right?
Yeah. And I wish we could. It takes months. It takes months. Even once you've gotten a hold of Team YouTube, it still takes months for anything to happen. And I get
somebody was asking me earlier if
there
was any updates on your filing with YouTube, and I told him, I said, this takes a while. The moment he gets any updates.
No, I do have some actually. I'm not ready to bring them out yet. Yeah. I'm not ready to bring them out yet, but we're getting progress. And also, and actually, I've been saying this for like 3 days. We need to set a time with the mods, because I have to have a mod meeting with them this weekend. I don't care when it is. Maybe we can ask when it's like everybody's available. But I do have an update, and I need the mods, and it's going to be a big one. So sometime this weekend we'll do it. It's not time sensitive. We can do it just any time before Monday. So okay.
I actually thought that.
And yes, y'all, I'll come talk to you as soon as I, do what I got to do here with it.
For a while.
We're getting real close, basically.
Is he somehow related to the crime himself? A lot of people on the internet thought that, and poor
Jeff, hear me out, buddy, because I'm going to start skipping past what you're saying, and I do want to talk directly to you really quick. Lauren says, so what this guy was thinking was, was this case, what does it need? Someone who knows absolutely nothing about investigating car accidents? Exactly, Lauren. Exactly, and thank you. You're amazing for the support. All of you are. But I want to say something directly to Jeff. And Jeff, listen, dude. This is disrespectful. And you're used to someone telling you this and you just not hearing what the person says, but I'm going to one up everybody else, because I'm going to literally explain how this is disrespectful to the T very quickly. To the point where even a kindergartner could understand it, okay? So that regardless if you have a great mind or not, you'll be able to pick up what I'm saying. You're making money off of Kylie's name. And that money, if it goes towards doing something good, would be one thing. Let's say you took that money in, made it to where it could be trackable, and you gave it to Kylie Rodney Foundation. I don't know if one exists. It's an example. Or maybe you donate it towards awareness for kids going to parties and driving home and stuff. I don't know. Maybe you do something like that with the money. Then maybe that would be okay. But the money that you're raising, no one knows where it's going. Now, that's what GoFundMe, the website you wrote here, screw GoFundMe, that's all it does. See, this is where you exposed yourself. Okay, you can talk about all these conspiracy theories. I'm going to give you a fact. I'm not going to give you a theory. I'm going to give you a fact. You've exposed that you don't want this money tracked. That's why you're not using GoFundMe. That's all GoFundMe does. It offers the people donating a protection. It offers the people who get the money a protection. It offers it to be to where no one can accuse you of keeping the money. If you choose to go off of GoFundMe and raise money in Kylie's name, you better hope to God that you are putting receipts up and those receipts match. Here's the deal. How are you going to prove to anybody how much money you raised for Kylie Rodney? How? Well, you're going to say, you're going to come to this webpage and you're going to put every donation, a little thing that calculates how much donations you get. Yeah, but we don't know if you're lying. Let's say you made $80,000 off Kylie Rodney donations, right? But you only put $3,000 here. So maybe you could, I don't know. And if somebody does, if a police officer ends up calling you asking for an interview next week or in a month or two, maybe you could run out, pay a private investigator $3,000, and then you can still keep that other $70,000 or $80,000 that you didn't put on this website in your pocket, right? And because it's that easy, and because you chose not to use a site that would track the money for you and protect you and your donators, you really can't get mad at anybody for assuming that that's why you did it. Why else wouldn't you use GoFundMe? I don't like GoFundMe. Okay, fine. Indiegogo, Kickstarter, any other site that allows you to raise money. Why not use it? I don't like those sites. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, Jeff. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. The only thing that explains why somebody would have an issue with GoFundMe, which you do, and at the same time don't want the money to be tracked openly and publicly, is if you're spending that money on something you're not supposed to. So you've told on yourself, you see? We already know what you've done. You have done this to obfuscate the money, how much came in, and whether or not it went somewhere. Even GoFundMe, if you used it, if the money goes straight into your pocket, we still have to have absolute proof you paid every dime of the money that came in where you said you would. And a lot of people think they can use GoFundMe, have the money go into their pocket, and just tell people they paid wherever they say they're paying. And unfortunately, we've busted many fraud raisers like that. So I'm just going to say it right out, bro. Say it right out. Do the right thing and return the money. And if you've spent any of it, do an apology video and stop doing this content. Because maybe if you did that, you won't have any issues with the authorities coming up from what you've done. But I'm going to tell you now, if you think you're not going to have them looking into this, you are crazy. No one is going to let anyone, not just you, but anybody pull this off of a 16-year-old. You have profited off of what happened to her. And you won't even track the money for us. You won't even allow us to know how much you've made. Okay? Well, you're insulting me by insinuating that I'm scamming people. No, you are doing that, not me. You have made decisions with other people's money that if you wanted to, you could have chosen, let's say, to do it the right way. So if you were to do it the right way, would it take hours? Would it take you hours of your time? Would it be hard? Would it be costly? Well, guess what? The answer is no. It would take a few clicks of a mouse. And since we know you can make a web page, we know you'd be able to click a mouse to make an account to where that money could be tracked. So again, why won't you take 22 seconds of your time so that you're safe and your donators are safe and people know that you're not profiting off Kylie Rodney? 22 seconds is too much for you? 22 seconds is too much to prove to Kylie Rodney and the memory of Kylie Rodney and her family that you're not making money off of her? If you think you shouldn't have to, you're spitting in their face. You are spitting in the face of this family. You know it too. You would throw a fit if you lost a child and someone did what you're doing. And you know it. You know it. You can see the guilt just oozing off of you.
Nick had to face backlash on social media platforms like Facebook and stuff. People he thought were his friends, acquaintances, were starting to think he had something to do with it, or he's lying. They accused him of lying about things, or steering the investigation in the wrong direction on purpose. He had to face a lot of ridicule over this, and all he wanted to do is come forward because at that time Kylie was still missing.
I don't even know. You're just babbling, bro. You know what else, Jeff? You know what else you've done? You've shown us that if a group of people want some type of accountability on something, you, Jeff, believe they should be able to ask for accountability from someone, and that person should be able to give that accountability. Well, let me give you an example. In your previous video, if you scroll down into the About section, you had a petition. Oh, no, it's right here. A petition against AAA roadside assistance. So this petition shows that you think, based off of information you've collected, you should be able to petition AAA and have them do something for you. Well, let's see if your money really is where your mouth is. We are petitioning you. The entire Rocket Squad is politely and respectfully petitioning you to prove to us how much money you've taken in Kylie's name. We want you to prove to us by putting out the lawyer's name. And again, you can't call it doxing your lawyer, because if you look up the definition of a lawyer, the lawyer that you've claimed to hire for your team is your public representative for this issue. The lawyer that you are using in your mission to get justice for Kylie Rodney is your public-facing representative for this issue. And you have to give that lawyer's name out so that the press and so that people in the community can contact the lawyer. They aren't going to contact you. They won't want to contact you. But so they can contact the lawyer and make sure that you have paid the lawyer, and that lawyer will put it on their bar. That lawyer will speak to say that you are being honest about the money you've brought in, and that you're being honest about hiring a private detective. We are expecting you to give the name of your public representative, your lawyer, to give the amount of money you've raised, total, absolute, every penny. I don't even want every dime. I want it down to the penny. I'm not joking either. We want to know how much you paid out and how much is left over. Because since you're advertising this to this day, we're expecting you to have made money recently. So even if you've paid that PI weeks ago, there should still be money, and that's fine if it is. You have to make money for next month's payment, whatever it is, right? Magnum PI investigative peoples, you got to have that money for them, right? And I'm being real. You really should take my advice, Jeff, because I'm not fucking bluffing. I'm not. We've busted many fraud raisers. And also the last one has been summoned to court for felony fraud and misdemeanor harassment due to the fact that they tried to harass people that were making criticism videos and asking for refunds. So don't take the wrong move here. Don't take the wrong method. You don't even have to deal with any of us. You put this stuff out, as long as it matches up, you've got our blessing that you've actually done what you said you're doing, even though we may not disagree with what you're doing. If you aren't keeping the money, if it is going to a private investigator and a lawyer, then we can't really complain about you raising the money. Then again, it would have had to have already gone to it. It can't have gone to it, I don't know, like tomorrow a bunch of money went to it, right? You wouldn't try that, would you? No, of course not, because you seem like a good dude. You seem like you care. You've got all the facial expressions of someone that is either cares a lot about what they're talking about or already is scared out of their mind that people on the internet have noticed what you're doing. One of those two things would explain your facial expressions.
Missing and not found, and he felt his information needed. Now, we didn't know what to think of Nick for.
What the fuck does this have to do with Kylie Rodney? What does this have to do with you trying to get justice for Kylie? Some random motherfucker said something and claimed something, and this has something to do with what you're doing? What the hell are you talking about?
For a long time, but then Nick came forward again. None of us have got to talk to Nick. Personally, I got to.
Then why do you give a shit, man? Who cares what Nick said? Wipe it off the fucking table. Move on to get justice for Kylie. If you... What?
To hear a bunch of stuff from people that had talked to Nick by people, and we are going to prove that today.
Let's hear what he's going to prove today.
A big thank you for coming forward and telling us what he knew, because that opened up a lot of things in this case, and he has the story and say, hey, I'm just telling it how it is, right? But he's had to face backlash for that, and so we all owe Nick a big thank you.
We don't owe anyone shit. What are you talking about? You owe us an explanation for where the money you've raised using Kylie Rodney's name is. I want to know where it's at right now. I still want to know where Letitia's money is. We don't know. And they sat and promised us we'd know. You know how quick it is for y'all to just drop something the minute you get a little bit of heat? You all do it. You all do it.
For coming forward and telling us what he knew, because that opened up a lot of things in this case, and he...
Nick helped her the day after she allegedly died, rockAlot? Can you have Busy say his name is Jeff? Oh, I will. Oh, I will. Yes, K Smalls. So Nick said that he helped who, Kylie Rodney, the day after she allegedly died? Well, Nick said that. Oh, I see.
Has been purposely discredited by people, and we are going to prove that today.
Listen, Jeff. Nick, your little cohorts mean nothing. We care about the money. The money that you have literally taken into your account for Kylie. You really think you can just bring up all this insanity and this nonsense, and it'll what? Cloud the fact that in your description it says this? You have this? One of the worst crowdfunding pages I've ever seen looking at any fraud raisers. And we had to deal with we had to deal with a dude who, I'm not kidding, after he stole a shit ton of money, went and sat in a room having sex every day, ordering that thing that brings food to you every day, and then they didn't even want to take their DoorDash, and they didn't even want to take their dog out, and the dog was in the next room covered in feces. And the family was so disgusted by what the fraudster, left at that home that they put the pictures out on the internet. And it forever became the story of that poor little shit dog connected to the fraud raiser. Okay? We've dealt with some really dumb people, Jeff. And you by far have made one of the most obvious scam ass. What'd you use? MS Paint to draw this? You basically drew a square next to this. What do these lines mean? What do these lines mean? Well, they mean 625, 1250, 1500. So you're telling me that money, 3,000 is all you've made, and you can prove that. And you're also going to tell me that it's still in an account and you haven't spent it. No, you actually already said you've hired a PI and a lawyer, so there wouldn't be 3,000 in there. How would you ever hire? You realize the retainer for a lawyer to do even the most bare minimum basic thing that you've described would be triple $3,000, and we know this factually. That would be bare minimum, dude. You might not even be lucky enough to find a lawyer who will do that for $9,000. You'd most likely need to pay 20 G's. In the last fraud raiser, it was 20 G's. Bro, telling you, Nick. Mods, I need a favor. I need, I can't do it while I'm live, or I would do it myself. So I don't know if one of you will help me really quick, but I need the last 2 videos. I need the last 2 videos, at least, from this channel, link coming under here. Archived, so that if he deletes, we have it.
In this video, because as you know, we've had a team of private investigators and other people working behind the scenes to find out facts and weed out the fiction.
And that's what this money's for. So yeah, no, actually, you just made the claim. I have it recorded right here now, the claim of where your money's going. And you're saying that if you feel like you might change your mind, don't donate. I can't offer refunds once I start writing checks. No, but here, you should have updated your Screw GoFundMe site, Jeff, that disrespectfully has Kylie Rodney's name written underneath Screw fucking GoFundMe, you jerk. Lauren says, who wants to bet the greasy ear is the president of Magnum PI? Oh, I bet you he is. But you say that writing checks to Magnum PI for his private investigation firm fees. You're not even good at this. Now, you just said with your mouth, I just want to make sure you know what you've claimed, because this is actually connected to money raised in a 16-year-old girl that passed away's name. Okay? This is very serious. You may not think it's serious. I don't know if you got some free speech thing in your head where you don't, you know, I always use this when dealing with the kind of person that Jeff is mentally, and what I mean is a conspiracy theorist. I have to explain. A lot of them have a thought process around free speech. They go around and you ban them from your chat because they act like assholes or they break TOS, and then they go and say, you've taken my free speech. I have the free speech to type in your chat. And they only believe those things because they're fucking stupid. Free speech is the same as free action. It's a fact. So what you do with your speech and what you do with the ability for you to move freely here in the world and in our country, what you do with it, you are free to express yourself, and you are free to say things and express yourself physically or verbally. Though, if you choose to go threaten to kill somebody right outside their home in the sidewalk where you're allowed to be, you're going to get arrested just by using your speech. Just like if you choose to beat somebody up, rob a bank or whatever, you're going to get arrested. Your speech and your behavior has consequences. And whether you think you've done it or not, I'm going to be nice and try to help you here. You've done more than enough. Done way more than enough. Get in a lot of trouble taking money like you're taking it. Oh, but we're allowed to share pay links. You are. You're just not allowed to share pay links that claim that you're paying the money towards something that you're not paying it to. Though, I know, Jeff, many people get away with that on YouTube all the time. So how is it that we've been able to actually bust a lot of fraud raisers and have an outcome with that bust? Because the people that do those fraud raisers have the money attached to some kind of tragedy, some kind of thing, some kind of large event that will escalate the fraudulent situation to where they're committing fraud, or they're committing some type of very big felonious type crime with what they're doing. And again, you want to, choose to do things in your life that might get you in trouble. I don't know if you're going to do drugs. I don't know if you're going to go out and jump off a cliff and go cliff dive in some closed quarry or something. And maybe you're going to get in trouble doing it, or you're going to hurt yourself doing it. You're an adult. You can do those things. But when you are taking money from people under this kind of thing right here with Kylie, or maybe in a mini, like with the last fraud raiser, Marvon, is a Marine in a coma, where people who were not supposed to be raising money for him raised a lot of money for him, and they're in a lot of trouble right now. So Jeff, giving you the advice that you should right now start walking this back and thinking about you, thinking about your life, thinking about what you've done. Maybe start doing the right thing right now. This is my advice. You don't have to take it. me trying to help you out, bro, because I'm going to tell you, I'm not even going to be the one who's going to be mad enough to call this in. I'm going to tell you, there's probably going to be a lot of people that find out about this very soon, because we're going to be sharing the living shit out of this to a lot of communities that are going to care. And there's going to be a lot of members of those communities that are going to make some phone calls. Well, probably already have. I wouldn't even doubt they already have.
Private investigators and other people working behind the scenes to find out facts and weed out the fiction. And a lot of people right here on YouTube, on my channel, subscribers, and people communicating on my community page, we found out a lot of stuff, and we
haven't found out anything, Jeff. The only thing you find out, the only thing that would count towards you finding something out, Jeff, is if you had an outcome, is if you actually did something to help. Now, you tell me right now, what have you done to get justice for Kylie Rodney? What have you and this internet sleuth team, these investigators that you allegedly have paid? I don't believe you. Lawyer you allegedly paid? I don't believe you. What has you done to get justice for Kylie Rodney? Because that's what you said the money's for, buddy. And we don't give a shit about you guys playing your little LARP, that you're detectives and that you can solve mysteries and save the world with your YouTube channels. You can, all that cringy shit, you're like this little game you're playing, bro. You're an adult. You want to be a fucking cringe lord? Be a cringe lord. I love cringe lords. They're my favorite kind of content to laugh at. So please, God, when you're done being a cringe lord over Kylie Rodney, I don't know, maybe like find something else to get full cringe on for me, because I'd love to watch it. The thing is, though, this money that you've raised isn't yours. It's not yours. This is not your money. It'd be your money if you weren't telling people that you were going to use the money to get justice for Kylie Rodney by paying private investigators and lawyers. Now you have to pay those private investigators and lawyers. And I hate having, Navy, I hate it, man, because I'm having to basically fucking explain to Jeff, because you know he's going to watch this. I don't think he's watching right now, but he will watch this. And the thing is, I'm explaining to Jeff the same thing I've had to explain to every fucking fraud raiser, and I'm getting sick of saying it because this is elementary school bullshit, bro. We literally should not have to give them the treatment of an elementary school student, you know? If they
well, the problem is sometimes you got to draw it in crayon for them because they're too stupid to understand that you cannot exploit a tragedy for your own personal gain.
Yeah. Yeah. No, these are just words. This is free speech. Is your free speech exploiting a tragedy for your own personal gain? Yes, it is. Right now, it is. No, it's not. Prove it, Unirock. Right here, bro. You chose to not use a website that would track automatically without any... You have to go in and literally program this motherfucker to look like this. It doesn't automatically do it. It does not automatically do it. There is no fucking way. And I can check the code of this site. In fact, I'll do it real quick. It's not Control F. What is it that brings up the code in a Chrome page? The source? Anyone know the shortcut? It's been too long. Is it Control D or... That's bookmarks. Z? No, P. P. That's print, isn't it? Yep, it's print. Fuck. I always accidentally do it. Here we go. I found it. Take a look at your web page here. God, I'm not going to be able to. Here we go. See, you're just using a PNG, buddy. See right here? This is just a PNG. That square is not drawn every time you get a donation. You have went into, and I bet I can download it. Hold up, I'll show you. I will prove right now that your website is fake. It's not real. It's not tracking your donos in real time. Which is right here, got it. More than enough evidence, Jeff, to show that this is not what it seems to be. You have created this so that when people come, they assume that it's doing what GoFundMe does. showing how much. So if they go and make $1,000 dono, they're expecting this thing to go up to here, and the little red bar will go up to here, and yada yada, right? And maybe Jeff is running in when he gets a dono and he's redrawing this PNG and uploading it to the website, publishing it real quick, so it looks like it does that. But I doubt it. I'm going to go see if I can find old archives of this site and see if we have the first PNG that shows this and see if it's been like this the whole time or not. We'll find out for you. The point is, though, Jeff, I've already proven right now that your website's fake. That you drew this. If not, in fact, I'm curious. I want to know if you even drew it yourself. Oh, hold on really quick. This will literally just take me a second.
So when you get done looking at that, look at the bottom in general. There's a video about Jeff.
I'm at the bottom. Oh, I'm in the fucking LawTube drama room. Shit. Mods, I tagged you in the LawTube drama room. Will you look in there for me? I apologize. Searching the internet for Jeff's image. Just give me one little second here. Okay, Jeff made this himself. Jeff created this himself. Your website didn't create this, buddy. Because your website's using a full PNG file. Okay? I already checked the code. I already know. This is not what you want it to look like it is. Okay? And I don't know why, but it just seems like you threw some shit together real fucking fast to make it look like you're doing something so that maybe some people will throw you some money. I don't know. Oh, meet Sir fucking Scam-A-Lot. I'm ready. Let's meet him.
True crime cowboy. True crime cowboy.
Hi, folks. I hope you're having a good weekend.
Hello, True Crime Cowboy. I'm actually having a great beginning of my weekend. And before we listen to the True Crime Cowboy introduce us to Sir Scam-A-Lot, YouTube Jeff, the guy we're listening to right now, if you like my show, if you like what we try to do, and you want to support us, you can, either on Patreon or PayPal, paypal.me/unirock, patreon.com/unirock. And, of course, my donations are just to support my show. I'm not going to solve any mysteries. Well, I might, but, you know, you'll find out if you watch it. I'm not going to really I'm not a hero. I'm not going to accomplish anything. I'm going to entertain you with a show in real time where I get to interact with a lot of you in the chat. And your donations literally, since YouTube's changed back in 2017, have made it to where we can do this every night. So thank you if you do it. And let's hear the... He called himself the True Crime Cowboy. He even had a freaking song. In fact, it was so fucking good, I want to hear it again. This is pretty banging, Navy. I kind of like it. Is that him? How much you want to bet that's the True Crime Cowboy on the drums?
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. I do. I like it.
True crime cowboy.
Oh, dude. The cowboy. At the end, they kind of get their voice goes up a little. Good. Nice little flair, True Crime Cowboy. Yeah, I've never watched True Crime Cowboy before. I'm just trying to be nice. I like him. I'm not faking it. I do like him, but...
Hi, folks. I hope you're having a good weekend. To be honest with you, I don't even know where to start today.
Okay, True Crime Cowboy, no offense. I'm going to shout your channel out after we get done and all that, but I have to put you on 1.5 times speed because I've got video games to play, and then I've got videos to edit tomorrow, so...
I am so angry right now.
I am too, man. I am so fucking sick of this platform being like this. I'm so sick of it. And honestly, like, the people that donate to people like Jeff are trusting. And also, it's a lot of trusting, and it's a lot of dreamers. It's a lot of people that maybe they're not really thinking, or maybe they're in a bad space due to a tragedy they've experienced, or maybe they're just really invested due to being so upset over Kylie Rodney, because it's a tragedy. You know, people that care aren't like this motherfucker, right? These are the dead souled motherfuckers that go around trying to rip you off using kids that have died accidentally. And you know, I could sit and get cringy and I could explain, you know, the potential that Kylie Rodney had in her life. She did have it. And thank God there are people out there that will remember her and care about her enough to, when they go buy a channel on YouTube and they see someone like Jeff saying that they can get some kind of hidden justice for Kylie, like Molly, like Justin, like LB, they get pulled in, Navy.
And one of the things we have to remember, and people have been saying this a lot in live chat tonight, is that this is the first like holiday season, like Christmas or whatever, without her being there.
That's
right?
true.
So
That's
the
true.
fact that he is still putting these videos up and re-traumatizing, because someone's going to hear about it, someone's going to see it, right? Is sick.
The families, they get to a point sometimes, a lot of times, where they get angry, especially with someone like Gabby Petito or Kylie Rodney. They're these all-American kind of girls that could have just been anyone in our families. And, you know, those family members, they go out and search on the internet. They search and look around. They'll miss them. They won't even realize they're doing it. Now, they'll be on autopilot because they're traumatized. And that's why these kind of really serious stories, I cut a lot of the comedy out. I'd love to dunk on this dude, and I'm stopping myself. Not like with LB's husband. You know, I was clowning around, and I'd love to do that. I wanted to do that again tonight. I didn't know we'd be looking at this tonight, but I don't want to clown around on this story with Jeff because, number one, he doesn't deserve it. But number two, we got to be a little serious due to the fact that we are indirectly discussing Kylie Rodney. We're looking at Jeff. We're looking at people that are ripping people off using these tragedies, but we're still, even just being there where
Tragedy
it would
pimp.
be, yeah, and it would be appropriate for us to kind of comedically poke at Jeff through this because we're not directly talking about Kylie. We know how serious the Kylie situation is to where we're not going to do that ourselves. We're not going to do our normal content just because of how serious it is, like with the Marvon story. And what's sad is Jeff never had a thought. Not a single thought has gone through this man's mind. On the only thought that's gone through his mind has not been about what I was going to say, Kylie and being respectful and thinking about the family and thinking about the situation. It's been his fucking wallet the whole time. Now let's get this cowboy talking.
I'm angry. I'm disgusted. I'm upset.
Okay. I'm not sure where he's going to go with this. In case you want to watch the whole video, it's at Twitter, Unirock TV on Twitter. And of course, you can see where I'm watching, right? You can see this. You could literally just search these things and find it easily.
I really hate seeing people getting taken advantage of.
Same. True
I
crime
don't like
cowboy.
liars. I don't like scammers.
You're singing my song.
I don't like people who misrepresent things. And that's what I'm going to be talking about this morning. I got some notes I'm going to be referring to. Is I want to make sure that I get everything in.
See, I respect that, true crime cowboy. I used to use notes. I've been doing this for so many years. I literally get these shows like programmed in my head before we go live, other than when things pop up like Jeff here. But I appreciate that.
Oh, God, how do I even start? UBackTube Jeff. The first time that I ever saw one of his videos, he came across to me like just a hype artist.
Oh, yeah. 100%. He's already going somewhere really good with this.
That was my original opinion. As it turns out, it appears that my opinion was correct. Now, honestly, I feel sorry for a lot of you who have contributed to this operation. I want to say something else besides truck. Truck stop.
Operation Truck Stop. Wonder what the hell that is.
Operation Truck Stop.
Huh.
It should be renamed Operation Scamalot. He
I'm with you.
claims he's hired a PI that's found all this information. I just watched the
No.
video last night, as did some other people. And basically, I was told by these other people this crap needs to be exposed, and that's what I'm going to do this morning. All right, so Jeff claims that his PI has gathered all this information. And all this stuff that he presented last night was supposedly gathered by his PI. I'll just be very honest and say there was not one thing that he talked about on yesterday's video that was obtained by a PI.
Well, you know, I'm with you. Obviously, that's true. If you, none of us, not from the very, like literally, this whole stream is my first interaction with this guy, and I knew from the fucking jump, after listening to a couple sentences out of his mouth, nothing he's saying is true. Nothing.
It was stuff.
I've seen a million Jeffs. I've seen a million. He's a lot different than Molly. He's your basic, and you know, I like this. He says YouTube hype guy. And it's true. He's going to hype the people watching to believe that he's got some kind of info. And he, you know, the sick part is we clicked a single video from Jeff, that first one, and immediately he's saying, you have to come to him to get the info. That's not how YouTube works. We all go out. We all get info that everybody's talking about. There's stories that are out there. And all of us bring you a presentation, and we hope that you're going to like ours better. People like Jeff, they don't operate that way. They operate by gatekeeping, lying, and saying they've got info that no one else has.
That he basically stole from other people who did the work. And then claiming, and flat out lying about it. Saying the PI did this, the PI did that. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. You people have been scammed. All right, keep in mind, this is a guy who has taken other people's free videos. I have a friend that this happened to. Took a free video that they put out, then hyped it up, claimed it as his own, and put it behind a paywall. Tell me that's not unethical. To take somebody else's video that was totally free, claim it as your own, and then put it behind a paywall so you can make money off somebody else's work. Unreal. Absolutely.
You know, I'm doing a little search here. Look at this motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Autopsy results are in. Murder 1 charges pending, question mark. This guy's a clown. This guy is a freaking clown. Dear Lord, how in the world does this keep happening? YouTube, get your shit together.
Absolutely unreal. So this is the kind of guy.
YouTube should be paying us. They literally should be. They should at least let our videos be searchable and not demonetized. God's sakes.
We're dealing with here, and you people are sending.
Grab it, Dead. Throw it in there. I'm in general.
Him money. By the way, those of you who sent him money, I would be asking for receipts for services.
You won't get them. Wait a minute. Is that it, Dead? What in the hell's this, Dead? Squirrel Girl spoke to Magnum PI. 2 background checks, $350 each, nothing else. Has not even heard from Jeff since November 12th. Asked for cost for license plate search. Never any surveillance. No boots on the ground. 2 payments were made via PayPal. He will prove it to Jeff if Jeff wants proof. He knows very little about the case. He offered all the services that Jeff told us he was paid to do. Where'd you get this, Dead? Where'd you find that?
Wow, this is no response. I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about here. CC and Squirrel Girl have both screwed me over several times and have not come through on their promises. I gave them a lot of information and we information that you guys there's a great okay, hold on. Did that yesterday.
I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about there. CC and Squirrel Girl have screwed me over several times, have not come through on their promises. I gave them a lot of information and we shared some info, and Squirrel Girl talked to my private investigator, and in the deal I was supposed to be put in direct contact with Nick, and I was supposed to get the address of the place and also some photos. Neither of them came through on any of their promises. Instead, they purposely steered me in the wrong direction.
We do that.
I think Nick is the Nick from Actions, or what is it called? Like Actions with a Purpose or whatever, the AWP, right?
Adventures with Purpose?
Yes, I think that's the Nick that he's referring to.
Did they ever redo the court date that was rescheduled due to Justin for All and all those grifters going into the courtroom and shit?
I haven't seen anything, but who knows?
If anyone in the audience knows, let me know.
How about we talk about the situation you actually do put me in? You want to say that I messed up the investigation and you told me?
Hold up. Is this Squirrel Girl? No, this is Cece. The live that I had scheduled, I received an unimaginable number of messages regarding a video just released. I stand for facts, truth. My question to you, Jeff, is this. Why would you contact me for information on Nick's identity and the location of the AAA yard if you have a PI? Why would you go and use my photo and put your name on it? The funny thing about that photo, it was never a photo. It was a video that I took a screenshot of. I don't want a pat on the back for it. I don't care that others use my info. But I won't stand for you acting like it's yours for clickbait when it's free. Oh, shit. There it is. So basically, Jeff's going around. He's taking shit from them and acting like he's got the info, right?
Apparently, so Kathy's telling me that Nick is the AAA guy that was called to help Kylie Rodney start her car the day after she supposedly died.
My God, don't tell me all these other people are doing justice for Kylie. I can't stand the justice for hashtag. I can't. One day ago, Nevada County, make it make sense.
First, you may have
This meeting back 12. Oh, that was Dante has brown hair, but this is completely. What is this
with our public? And now we'll have this.
I'm telling you, these people have an issue with Occam's razor.
No, dude, they're just grifters. I'm not saying CC is. I'm saying people that are using this justice for hashtag where they try, and they should be able to very succinctly and to the point tell us why they think that the police investigation is wrong. No clues, no, feelings. You need actual evidence. You have to have something real, something tangible. It could be logic. You could say that, well, the police, yada, yada, this, that, this. Okay, fine. You got some good logic. Break it down. Does it make sense? Doesn't it make sense? You cannot put yourself in a position where you are pushing content to try and solve something without being able to show us that there is something to solve. That is where you are working backwards from a conclusion. That's a conspiracy.
Well, and the thing is, too, is you can't claim to have access to stuff that only the cops have access to unless we know exactly how you got access to evidence like the quote-unquote black box from her car that you're not going to get access to. Like, you're not going to be able to,
Oh, exactly.
Like,
Jeff is
show me how.
He's just making some shit up. Like, oh, black boxes are in cars, so that'll tell us something. Mother. Like, it's so gross because it's like we We know that there is a video of Kylie's car going in the water. And we know that the police have... Oh, shit. Whoopsie. I changed a setting I shouldn't have changed. We know that the police have come out and given us everything and shown us that it was an accident. So, I mean, how do you go against the video evidence?
Yeah. There was no car put... Well, you know as well as I do how deep these conspiracy theorists want to go, right? They will do and make some outlandish claims. And I wouldn't be surprised if old Jeff here decides that he wants to claim that the tape that was seen was doctored.
Well, that's the thing. He'd have to claim it. You know, like
Right.
he'd have to have said it before now. Like, you can't just come out and be like, I would assume people that would just ignore the video evidence. Like, what do you do if you're trying to build conspiracy theories around Kylie and you've got some physical evidence, you've got some real stuff that would just go against all your conspiracy theories? If they are being dishonest, they're going to ignore that huge bombshell piece of information. And again, that's what I was saying a minute ago. They have to start at a conclusion and work their way from the back. Whereas, you notice we are starting at the beginning and working our way forward to figure out what the conclusion is. Jeff could have done the best thing in the world here. Jeff could be doing the right thing, right? He could be starting at the beginning and going to find a conclusion. That's what we did when we covered Kylie Rodney. We saw all these people out there asking all these questions, doing all these things, and we stopped and said, listen, what do we got? What do we got right now? And we put it up there and said, okay, this is more than enough to defeat any theory or question, right? People do their cars break down all the fucking time. They call AAA, AAA comes, then they go home, then they go to parties, and then they die. Life sucks. It really does sometimes. So you got to be able to tell me why. Well, we think something happened with the AAA. We think something spooky happened. Why? Correct, logical, to the point, succinct. Because if you don't got something that's going to go against what's there, why are you pretending as if you have more than enough to sit here and make video after video after video after video? Right? I want to hear how Cece talks. Let's hear how Cece talks.
We'll have to give her a name like Betty. I'm a public comment. One caller. Are you there? Thank you.
No, we need all. If you look in and everything spent is showing was written. Government
Thank you, Captain Brown. And
numerous times. What does this have to do with Kylie? This has a lot to do with Kylie because, as you can see, this is a funny situation that they need this almost $400,000 armored vehicle that she's naming Betty out of whatever. I mean, she's naming Betty, but they don't need to invest in better search and rescue equipment.
Are you fucking kidding me? Cece? What? That has nothing to do with Kylie Rodney. What are you saying? They had good enough search and rescue equipment. They had good enough search and rescue equipment. What are you talking about? Because they're wanting to get an armored car, name it Betty, instead of getting better rescue equipment. That's why it has to do with Kylie Rodney. You'll do anything to put Kylie Rodney's name in this. It's disgusting. Jesus Christ.
Make him prove.
Oh, wait. What was I doing? Oh, who cares? I don't even want to hear Cece's bullshit. We'll look at it later.
That all this money that's been sent to him, last night he was saying something like $3,500.
Oh, it's definitely more than $3,500, YouTube cowboy. Why do you think he didn't want to do it on GoFundMe, bruh? Because if you're on GoFundMe, every donation that comes in is tracked and logged, and the amount of money is right there. So that when he takes it out, we know he's got 8, 10, 20, 40. Yeah, he could have raised $3,500 with the views he's getting, though. I don't believe it. I don't believe he just raised that because he's really... The people that are watching are being hooked. You know, they're being hooked in. They're emotionally invested. And those types of people will give money way more often than most others. Based on the amount of subs and the amount that he's actually putting out for all these months going in at Kylie Rodney with all this clickbait and all this bullshit, he probably made that shit in fucking 1 month.
All this money that's been sent to him. Make him prove he spent that on what he says he spent it on. But here's the problem.
Yes, sir. Transparency once again. And
Well,
what's one thing you've been talking about, right? Is that, you know, Nate the lawyer has sued Bouzy, right? And every step of the way, he has shown receipts on every single thing he's done and where the
Every
money
dime.
that he's being sent is gone to, right?
And he's not even keeping the excess.
No, he's
Not even
showing where
keeping it.
every single cent is gone.
That's what we need from Jeff. And the thing is, his PI, Magnum PI, I'd like to talk to this guy. If he's talking to YouTubers, I'd like to talk to him.
He can't. The only thing that we can verify that the PI did was call Cindy Smith, who's Sammy Smith's mom, and learned that she said, I'm no longer a practicing attorney, which is BS. She is. And we have proof of that.
Actually, the thing is, I don't know how you'd have proof of it. If she has a license, it doesn't make her a practicing attorney. Just so you know, just saying. She could be keeping her license up. And if she's a practicing attorney, it means that she's working on active cases right now and she's taking on new cases. If she's not doing that, she's not a practicing attorney. She's not practicing right now. Could be for many reasons. You can stop for a month. You can stop for a year. It's up to the attorney, right? Now, I don't know if he's using this to say that Jeff's lying about something. I don't know. And look, dude, seems like a small detail. I'm just bringing up a point. I'm not saying you're wrong. You could be right. Anyway.
Even though that's what she said. The PI also might have verified Sammy's age and all that stuff. But other than doing that, and other than making one...
Why is a PI creeping on these girls? Do you have any... Before you send a PI to do something, you need to have a good fucking reason. You don't just send a PI, go and interview or talk to these people and interfere in their lives unless you've got a damn good reason to, because the police have already done it. Your PI could go fucking just call the detective that already interviewed Sammy. Well, we don't trust the cops. Then if you're not going to be able to fucking trust the people that are out there, then basically you've created a scenario where you're going to have to fund money for every missing person and everything that happens. And somehow you're going to fact check them. You're not even using not you, I'm talking about Jeff, not even using the PI to fact check anything. You're not even really doing anything at all. You're sitting here talking about black boxes in cars and giving us a big fucking explanation about airplanes and all this garbage, clickbaiting off Kylie's name, instead of just putting out a 3-minute video and getting to the fucking point and saying what you're saying, right?
Phone call to Cindy Smith. That's all that we've been able to verify that the PI has done.
And that's not $3,500 worth of money. Also, Jeff has told us that he's already hired an attorney and PIs. So we want the damn receipts on the attorney. We want to know who the attorney is. If he lied, then that's a big deal. If he's up there lying while trying to play this game with Kylie Rodney, then he should step down immediately. He should apologize, delete his videos, and back out. There's no reason he should be lying, because if we can't trust him to be honest about what he's doing, and if he's going to try to fluff what he's doing and make it sound more important than what it really is or some shit, then we can't trust him to give any details about anything, because he'll lie about anything if he'll lie about something that serious, hiring a lawyer.
That's very...
He did say he hired the fucking lawyer. He didn't say my friend is a lawyer and my friend is helping. He said he hired a lawyer. I played it.
Work for $3,500. Because everything else that he's talked about in his videos has been provided by other people that he has taken, claimed it as his own work, or actually claimed that the PI did it, which is a complete lie.
Well, see, here's what you got to do. Why would someone do that? Got to ask, what's the motivation? And it would be to make it look like he's spending more money on the PI than he's actually spending, right?
And that and the aspect too is that he's actually trying to find this justice that he's claiming, right? I've hired this PI. I have these other friends that are doing this, that, and the third, and this is what we're spending the money on, right? But the problem is he doesn't bring any receipts.
Very true, man. And we've been streaming a couple hours now already, if not more than 2.5, because since I crashed out, I'm only seeing since I restarted. So we're going to go ahead and end because we're hitting midnight. I need to go and focus on my video editing. I want to upload tomorrow. And if I stream late, I'm not going to do it, y'all. I'd love to sit here until 2, 3, 4 a.m. I'd love to do an after show, video games. Navy's got to work in the morning too, and we probably should just roll this out. So let's do that really quick. I'm going to try to do it quick and to the point. So let me do the first thing really fast. If you like my show, if you like where we seek to entertain you through doing what we do up here, we fact check, we look at both sides, we try to look at these situations all across the internet, strange, scams, whatever, and bring them to you in our nightly show and our uploads on Unirock too. Consider supporting us by subscribing, of course. Make sure you like the video. I forgot to tell you that already. I haven't said it once. Please like the video. And oh yeah, we're almost at 100. Maybe you can get us to 100 likes. That'd be tight. And if you really do like our show, consider Patreon or PayPal. Both of them are Unirock, paypal.me/Unirock or patreon.com/Unirock. And it would really help out if you want to help us out, if you want to support us. It's completely optional. Take care of yourself. Take care of the holidays. Only dono, you know what I'm saying, if it's good for you. But I'm definitely going to advertise. So it looks like we're going to be fact-checking this. Now, the first things first, what are we going to do to be able to basically attempt to get to the bottom of old YouTube Jeff and some of these other YouTubers that are out there? I had no clue after we put out, just to make sure people saw it, just to get it out there, we put out the video of Kylie Rodney. There was a cam. It was like a one of those like webcams that showed the mountains, and it had Kylie's car. And the minute that she was confirmed to be leaving from the site, driving, taking a left, and unfortunately going straight into the river. No foul play. Nobody else was there. She just disappeared. It's so scary, right? It happened to anybody. Unfortunately, if you're driving at night, can't see. If you don't know where you're going, if you're going a little too fast, and if you don't know how, you know what it does? Kylie Rodney really did educate people that once our kids are old enough to drive, or if they already are, we should be teaching them how they break the window to the left of them, just in case they have to get out of the car. It's so important. It's so important. You just get a metal wrench. It doesn't even have to be big, because a metal wrench, you can just knock on that window and it's going to crack. They're not that expensive. Put it under the seat. You might need it for something else. Maybe you got to change a tire. Maybe the battery's loose and you got to get that thing on there, right? You might need that wrench under that seat, and teach them. Tell them, you ever got to get out of this car because it's on fire? You ever got to get out of this car because you're in water? You can just knock this thing, not even that hard on there. You just keep knocking and it's going to crack, and you push your way out. Because Kylie didn't know what to do. And it's so logical. Not, I mean, if you're all of a sudden, terror is a powerful thing. It'll seize you. Imagine the terror when you think you're going to be turning onto a road, and all of a sudden you're in water. What do you do when you can't open you're going to fight that door, you're going to fight that window, right? So in the memory of her, not only teach your kids, but tell people. Remind people to teach their kids about this, okay?
Well, and the thing is, you know, like you and I learned in the military time and time again that repetition is what makes it a basic aspect of what we do. Like, so, you know, you could be in a situation where you're scared, right? Like in a firefight, or, you know, just like being on ship, you know, or a sub, like I've been on subs, and it got beat into me, even though I was not a permanent member on submarines, that this is what you do if something happens. And it gets repeated and repeated and repeated, or it becomes just a rote nature. And you have to deal with your kids.
Definitely.
That way, they're going to be scared. They're going to be worried. But yet they realize, they remember the training, and they grab whatever it is, be it a hole punch or whatever it is for the window to get out. And also,
would work good too.
A little pick, yeah. And people want rocks. So.
Oh, well, I'll give you some rocks. I will give you some rocks. You know, it reminds me of when I had that tragedy myself, and I had to give CPR.
Yeah.
I have been trained so many times in CPR as a teenager, and then as an adult, and then in the military as a combat lifesaver. I shocked myself with the process I went through automatically, and it's been years. It's been, oh my God, over 10. Way over 10. Not way, but, you know, I started to give CPR. I started to give the breaths, and then I slapped them, because you're supposed to. That's just something that will get them out, wake them up, shock them up.
Shock them, yeah.
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 Then I did more, and I did more, and I said water, and then I did more, and he handed me a bottle of water, sprayed it on his. I did all this instinctually, and it worked, and I was amazed. So it really does help. And even CPR classes is where, you know, I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse or just being a little dumb saying this, but I mean it. You may save somebody's life. It will end up happening.
There's a reason why, like even in the military, like, you know, like qualifications that I get, part of the qualification is CPR, life-saving, right? And I'm not in a combat type of job where you may see combat, you may not, right? 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to, but even then, CPR and all this kind of stuff is part of our regimen. It's part of the SOP. It's part of the operating procedure that we use, because you never know when you may be in a situation where you have to do that, and it has to just kick in automatically, because naturally we freeze as humans, right? When it comes to a crazy situation, we freeze, right? And the only thing that keeps us from freezing is having that training just drilled in your head time and time again, where it just naturally kicks in. And the same thing happened with you in your situation. It kicked in. Like you froze is what happened, and thank God you know that training just kicked in, and you fucking did what you did, because otherwise that person may not be around today.
Oh, he wouldn't be. Just absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna pay you rocks here. Let me go ahead and brief what we talked about and tell you what we're gonna do. So essentially, I'm not going to do anything right away. It's going to take a few days. What we do is take a look at everything that's happening. And one thing this is exposed is the fact that there are a lot of people out there who need a reality check. These YouTubers need a reality check. Also, when you give these YouTubers a reality check, and when people start criticizing the people that are out there, and I mean politely, I mean respectfully, if there's anything you've seen through my channel, I hope it's that you can get results by not succumbing to being a nasty person or a negative person, even in these kind of stressful situations or these kind of disrespectful situations, right? And so if you do find yourself leaving a comment on a video, say it nicely. And when we reality check them, when we get these videos uploaded and we showcase these people that are using this little girl's name in this way for their profit, because that's what they're doing. When they find any dumb excuse to bring up Kylie Rodney like I don't even have her in the title or tags. And when they find any excuse to bring her up like they are, they're doing it for their profit. They're doing it for money. Even if they're not monetized, they're doing it for that pay link. And it's disgusting. And YouTube will get you in that mindset. You'll find these little spaces out there where you will find this type of content. And you'll start thinking like them. And before you know it, you're posting videos like that. And I'm just telling you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It is to consider silly conspiracies or funny mysteries or impossible things and discuss them and talk about them. You never want to go full woo-woo. Never go full woo-woo. Having some kind of fun, logical conversation isn't going full woo-woo. That's why I like T-Spiracy. You know, she likes the UFO stuff. I love that stuff too. But I'm going to debunk every UFO video that I see if I can do it. By the way, we had a request. Haven't had one in a while. There's some photos being taken in South America of some very strange phenomenon in the sky, and I've been asked to take a look at them and see if they're fake or real. Maybe I'll do it live. Maybe I'll just show you the results of it. But, you know, old school unirock content. Might as well try it out. Here's the main thing. With Jeff, we're going to look deep into this. And Jeff, I don't even need anything else. You know, I've already gotten to a point, we've already gone through the logic where we ask ourselves, why? Why does somebody raise money in this kind of situation? Why do they do the kind of content like this? Why do they decide not to use GoFundMe and be transparent? And the answers, there's only one. Only one that answers every one of those things, unfortunately. Maybe Jeff is this weird anomaly who actually didn't keep any of the money, right? Unfortunately, he's already made decisions to block us from finding out. So I'm going to tell you, Jeff and people like Jeff have existed on YouTube for years thinking there's nothing anybody can do if I just don't use GoFundMe or if they don't know how much I raised. Jeff, you are sadly mistaken. And if you want, you can go back and rewind my content on rockAlot or go to unirock 2 and watch some of the summation videos and see whether or not we can do anything with someone who decides to raise money off of GoFundMe, because that's exactly what the last fraud raiser did. They raised money off of GoFundMe so that people wouldn't know how much they brought in and tried to obfuscate how much they were paying. Oh my God, it was to a lawyer. How ironic, Jeff. Here's the point. We only have to make a couple phone calls and then the authorities themselves will check. They will fact check it. And they have the authority. That when they call you, you better give them what they want, because they will get a summons. They will. I'm starting the rock countdown. You know, Letitia tried to tell us that she had her lawyer, paid her lawyer, yada, yada. They're going to show proof. They're going to show evidence. They're going to be transparent, yada, yada, yada. Well, guess where Letitia is, Jeff? She's gone. She ran with the money. She ran. In fact, she was live when she siphoned the money out of the accounts and took off, and she's been gone ever since. And you know what they all told us? She ain't gonna run. She got their lawyer. She even got 3 lawyers. Matt, Jeff, you've used some of that same logic. I've had to pay not just a lawyer, but then this guy and Magnum PI and this guy. I don't even trust Magnum PI. If Magnum PI says that you paid him money, I don't even trust him. I would need evidence that you paid him money. I don't need it. I don't care. I mean, if I was provided it, I would check it. That's what the police are for. And luckily, Nate the lawyer, who earned every one of the subscribers that he has through content and through work and through uploading and through talent, he has provided us the information that we needed years ago so that we could start getting the authorities to check these situations. And Jeff, I'll tell you now, not like you, and I'm not like your friends. I'm going to make you a single promise. That is, the reports will be filed so that Kylie Rodney's money, so that everyone knows where it went. Chose to raise it in Kylie's name. Now you got to have that responsibility there for doing it. We're not just going to disrespect Kylie. We're not just going to sit here and let people raise money in Kylie's name and then, you know, float and flounder away. So you don't got nothing to worry about, Jeff, because you did the right thing, right? Well, then we good. Remember, Jeff, you're not going to get mad about me saying this. You're not going to attack us. You're not going to complain about us. You're not going to delete videos. You're not going to delete your website. You're not going to call us names. You're not going to get mad. You're not going to act different because you did the right thing and you got nothing to worry about. All those behaviors I just described are behaviors of a guilty person. And we know you're not going to do that, right? One last time, if you like our content, it's paypal.me/unirock. Of course, I'm repeating it because it would really help if you wanted to support us. You don't gotta though. Like, subscribe, share, give me a thumbs down if you hate me or whatever. And keep your eyes peeled, guys, because we got some good stuff coming down the lane. I didn't even get to show you what I wanted to show you tonight. It's okay. We always got tomorrow. See you then. Thank you, Navy. Good to have you, buddy. Great job. And I appreciate the gifted subs too, man. Really do. Oh no! Did Navy leave? I tagged tagged you in General Navy just because I want to do a... Oh, I already paid the rocks, guys. I did the countdown and paid you the rocks. 400,000. Woo, boy. Hey, Jeff, in all seriousness, bro. You could be the first one.
I gotta say one thing.
No, go ahead.
Before we leave tonight, one thing I have to say is go Navy beat Army.
Hell yeah. Let me know what happens, bro. I'm interested. I was going to ask you too. See if the mods will jump in real quick.
All right. Yeah, I'll type the mods.
All right, man. But yeah, so Jeff, listen, you could be the first one. This is all in all seriousness. You could be the first person. You come out, get a little bit honest, tell everybody what's going on, and be completely upfront. I'm not going to give you a fail state. Okay, I'm not going to just sit here and say you're going to fail. You could succeed here. You could pass. Even if you did something wrong, you could still pass this by being honest with everybody, being real with everybody. Okay? That's all you got to do, man. Now you're not going to do it. Now I'm not saying that to kind of put you down or anything. I'm saying that because I've been here 1,000 times. I've been here 1,000 times and not a single person has ever decided, you know, I'm going to come out and be honest. I'm going to let this get off. You know you're way down. You know you're way down. You know you feel the guilt. You know what you're doing. You're not fooling anybody than just some of your viewers. And that's just a few people out of the entire internet, bro. Redeem yourself. Be honest. Come out and tell everybody the real truth. Get real about it. And then, you know, if you just shut everything down and this all went away, maybe delete your videos and start doing some good content of some kind, maybe it won't even be that much of an issue, right? But that money isn't yours. And that money isn't for you just to throw at some unnamed PI either. We're not stupid. We've been through this so many times, okay? And the people we've tangoed with were way smarter than you are, dude. No shade, but it's just the truth, okay? Do the right thing, Jeff, please, man. I don't have time for another fraud raiser. I don't have time for another fraud raiser. I got several new games that just came out. I want to live stream and do some comedy content with my peeps. I want to drop some memes. Come on, Jeff, dude. Can Jeff be the one? He's not unnamed. He's Magnum PI. It sounds legit.com. See you tomorrow. I'm out. 5,000 G. Peace.